how we all doing? Welcome back to Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football live on Sky. We're back. Premier League footy's back. Monday Night Football's back. Oh, it's going to be good fun, this one. Leeds against Everton at Elland Road. Looking forward to this one. Danny Farker's just given his interview to... I don't know who it is on Sky. I know they were talking about Man United and Arsenal just before I came on. Sorry I'm slightly late, by the way. For some reason I had in my mind that it was a 7:15 start, and then I looked and I was like, oh my god, it's 7 o'clock. So I apologise, I am slightly late. But hey, why change the habit of a lifetime? This evening, we are asking the question, if you're following along with us here, who is the best ever player to play for Leeds and Everton, right? Who is the best player to ever play for Leeds and Everton? Is it Gary Speed? Is it Nigel Martin? One of the best England goalkeepers of all time, in my opinion. Is it Gary Speed? Is it Nigel Martin? Is it Nicky Barmby? Again, very few players to go between Liverpool and Everton. Scored in the derby for both teams, of course. Yeah, not just those three, but plenty of other players who have played for Leeds and Everton over the years. But let me know what your thoughts are. You can vote in the poll on YouTube if you go over to Premier League Dad YouTube, and you can vote and let us know who you think it's going to be. Is it going to be is it Gary Speed? Is it Nigel Martin? Is it Nicky Barmby or another? Lots and lots of others who have played for Leeds and Everton over the years. Jack Harrison, of course, last year. Jermaine Beckford is another one that cropped up. Jermaine Beckford was once a very decent Leeds player. Scored the winner at Old Trafford, of course. I'm trying to think of other players who might have played for Leeds and Everton. And Fabian Delph, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There you go, another great shout. Yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Absolutely. Who else might have played for Leeds and Everton? Oh, what's his name? Olivier Dacour. Do you remember Olivier Dacour? Played for Everton and Spurs back in the... Everton and Leeds back in the day. So yeah, there's been a fair few. There have been a fair few, but I think let's be honest, the really obvious ones certainly are your Gary Speed, your Nigel Martins. And I do think Nicky Barmby was a very, very good player. Played for England, played for Liverpool. Was one of the few to cross the threshold across Stanley Park, but he did it, and he had a good career before that as well. Borough, Spurs, bounced around a bit, but hey, yeah, let me know what you're thinking, let me know your thoughts. Right, YouTube chat's all going on. How's it going? Ollie, what games are you watching this week? Still not updated them because I'm trying out a completely new thumbnail. I've done them all. I've done all of them. The only ones, the ones we know already are Rangers tomorrow and Celtic on Wednesday. So I'll be doing those two still for sure. Leon, score prediction for this one, Key. I think... Oh, I'm going to get so much stick, aren't I? I'm going to get so much stick for saying that it's going to be Leeds, but Everton was so bad in pre-season. Leeds weren't terrific, but I just feel like it's going to be... Oh, I don't know. Let's have a look at the lineups anyway. Dominic Calvert-Lewin doesn't start, believe it or not. He doesn't even make the bench, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So, for Leeds, it is Lucas Perry in goal. Very, very good signing he is as well. Bogle, right back. Roden, Struijk and Goodmanson. Gabriel Goodmanson, who's coming from Leeds. He is a big new signing for Lille. He's coming from Lille to join Leeds. Stack and Ampadu in midfield. Dan James on the right. Tanaka will be in there as well. Willie Nonto on the left and Pirro up front. I don't like that lineup. I do not like that. Cade Monroe. Should Arsenal be worried about Victor? Yes, they should. Who else have we got lineups-wise for Everton? So Everton is Pickford in goal, O'Brien, Keane, Tarkovsky, and Irabunum. Tim Irabunum playing at left-back. Does that make sense to anyone at all? Doesn't to me. Jack Grealish is on the bench for Everton, as is Tierno Barry, as is Dwight McNeil. That's very odd. That's a very odd lineup. Beto and Dye, Dewsbury Hall and Alcaraz are your front four, with Jimmy Garner and Idrissa Gana-Gueye playing deep. Irabunam left back, Tarkovsky, Keane and O'Brien with Pickford in goal. Yeah, I'm really not sure about that. Really not sure. Nick Nat, bit earlier to call it already. Hopefully Rangers Feeder Club can win this. Which one's Rangers Feeder Club? Oh, Everton. Rangers Feeder Club. I love it. Well, hey, let's see. I'm watching Rangers tomorrow, Kyle. We'll be watching Rangers against Club Bruce tomorrow. And we'll be watching Celtic against Kairat Almaty on Wednesday. So lots of footy still to come this week. Thursday's games I'm not quite sure of. Nick-nack, any new signings in the Leeds lineup? Yes, there is, of course. There's a couple in there. There is Stack, who is in the midfield. He's like the number 6 almost. Goodmanson as well is the left back for Leeds. And Lucas Perry as well, the goalkeeper who's coming from Lyon. A very, very good goalkeeper he is as well. Brazilian goalkeeper. I think he actually might be very, very good for Leeds this season. So yeah, keeper Perry is going to be a good signing. He only had one season at Lyon as well, it should be said. Clarkey, Dominic Calvert-Lewin against his former club. He isn't even in the squad, mate. Not even on the bench tonight. CFC, are you watching the Champions League playoffs tomorrow? I am, mate, yeah. I am live for Rangers tomorrow, live for Celtic on Wednesday, and Thursday I'm going to be live for one of the Europa League games. Can't remember which one just yet. But, yeah, a couple of interesting changes to that Everton lineup. Nick-nack, that Everton lineup hardly screams goals, does it? But that's Moyes for you. I agree. I think that's going to be Everton's problem, and if I'm really honest, I think that's going to be Leeds' problem this season. Neither of these two teams will score an awful lot of goals. They don't have an awful lot of a threat up front. Jack Grealish coming into this Everton team, I'm sorry, he doesn't really score or assist. He hasn't done it in a City side that's had Haaland in front of him. So what's the chances he does it in a side that has Beto up front? Let's really, really assess that. Twisted Fate, hope you're blessed, Key. What was your thoughts on the United game yesterday? I was at the game, so missed your watch-along. I was really disappointed with Ruben Amorim's approach to that game. I thought if he really went for Arsenal yesterday, he probably could have got at least a point. So I think Manchester United lost. I think Manchester United lost that game because of Ruben Amorim. So I'll go that far. Lenny, will and Dye score, you reckon? And Dye's probably the best shout for a goal for Everton, yeah? I would say that. Beto isn't a bad finisher, but Moyes has been very critical of Everton all pre-season. He's been very critical of Beto all pre-season. Yeah, he's been all over the place, Beto. But then again, Everton have paid 30-odd million, or 30 million, whatever it is, for Tierno Barry. Come in, he hasn't played him. So it's an odd one, isn't it? Bobby Stern, are you watching this footy over Alcaraz Sinner? What's Alcaraz Sinner? I don't know what that is. LFC fan, there's less pressure for Jack at Everton. Well, that's true. That is true. But I still don't think that yields a huge upturn in form. It would be very, very surprising. Baz tennis. Oh, is it the tennis? I'm not watching the tennis. What channel do you think you've mistakenly clicked onto? It ain't tennis, Dad. Nick-nack, they did go for Arsenal. Arsenal were super lucky to get the win. They didn't go for Arsenal, mate. They didn't go for Arsenal. Up until he brought Ahmad. He brought Ahmad on in the... What time did he bring Ahmad on? He brought Ahmad on for Delo, and he brought Sesko on for Mount. And at that point, that's when everything started to happen. Honestly, you can see it. Go on, all of the stats, whatever stats you want to look at. For the first hour of that game, Manchester United were absolutely gutless, right? All of the chances they created were from shots from distance. They were from Cunha picking the ball up and running through 4 or 5 people. They weren't as a result of a system, a tactical setup where, you know, Amorim is trying to create overloads in different parts of the pitch. There was none of that. It was literally through sheer individual brilliance, let's call it, from Cunha, and obviously Dorgu has a shot that smashes off the post from 30 yards out. But it was, for the most of that first half and the early parts of the second half, for the opening hour of the game, and Burmo and Cunha were up front totally on their own. Totally on their own, no support. How many times in that first 60 minutes, how many times did Burmo get down the right, look up, and there was no one in the box, and vice versa with Cunha on the other side? Delot did it once. Delot got past Cunha, or Burmo I think it was. Delot got past him on the overlap, looked up, put a cross into the box. 0 United shirts in there. Honestly, it was so bad. I think that is absolutely on Amorim. He was so scared of the counter-attack. He was gutless, and I hate that. From a Manchester United point of view, I think you can't accept a manager that doesn't want to go at teams. You've got to have a manager that wants, especially at Old Trafford. Like, I think if he's going to Stamford Bridge or Anfield or wherever, fine. Respect the opposition, sit back, fine, hit on the counter. I understand all that. But really, at Old Trafford, opening day of the season, you put 9 men behind the ball? I wouldn't be having that. Knick-knack, the United fans were happy with the performance, so was Amorim. I think the United fans, the United fans I've spoke to on social media, I've said it's been a mixed bag, to be honest. And ultimately, the guy has lost 5 home games. 5 home games in 7... 5 home games out of 7 since he got appointed Manchester United manager. He's lost more games in 7 or 8 months, whatever it is, at Manchester United than he did in 6 seasons at Sporting. He has got one of the worst records for any Manchester United manager. I just think at some point context doesn't matter and results have to. I think he should have gone last year, and I'm amazed he's still Manchester United manager. I think it's basically a collective lowering of standards at this point from United. Alex Macklin said Amorim will be sacked by October. Frankie Paxma, West Ham are massive. West Ham are going to get battered by Chelsea on Friday, though, I think. Lewis, he's also got the worst United team. Well, hang on a minute. The worst United team, he took over a side that had just won the FA Cup and had just finished 8th. He took over them when they finished... They were in 12th when he took over them. They can't have been that bad. FA Cup winners that had finished 8th and been to a League Cup final the year before that under Ten Hag. Ten Hag got a tune out of him. Amorim's come in and all of a sudden they finished like bottom half, looked like relegation fodder for most of the season. Didn't win a sausage again. And now he's spent 200 million quid, more than anyone else in the league by some distance. I look at it and think, well, he's got to get in the Champions League. If he doesn't get in the Champions League, I feel like I would be amazed if he's Manchester United manager past Christmas. If it's not looking like they're in that sort of a zone. Steve McNair didn't even try to score for the first 70 minutes of the game. Any opportunity before then was just some crazy run from Cunha or Burmo. I agree, yeah, that's my thoughts as well. Robert, happy birthday, mate. How's it going? Good to see you. Sorry, what are we saying? Callum, this game will stink. Daz Reynolds, what score are you saying? I think it's going to be 1-1 or 2-1 Leeds. Dirty Leeds, I fancy. I don't know why. Knick-knack, they were playing the second best team in the league. What did you expect? I know, but do we think Arsenal actually played like the second best team in the league? I thought Arsenal were dreadful. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think, Knick-knack, that United really should have gone at Arsenal because I thought they were there for the taking. Arsenal was shocking yesterday. But United actually played all right in parts, but they didn't really go for him. And it just felt like all they needed was the manager to go, right, just go for it. Take Delot off earlier or start Ahmad. Put Sesko in there, put an extra body forward. There was 9 players behind the halfway line and Burmo and Cunha were doing all the running. It was madness to me. But hey, listen, we can pick the bones out of that one all season. I guess we'll see which one, how it plays out. Steve McNair, Grealish's goal would be cathartic for England as a country. Knick-knack, Arsenal were poor because Man U pressed them well and didn't let them play. Well, that's 2 sides of the same coin, I guess, isn't it? You could say it's because Man United did so well that Arsenal couldn't play. But I would also say that Arsenal were incredibly poor in possession. So, yeah, fine. I will not, like I said, I acknowledge United played all right. My gripe is not necessarily with the Man United players, it's with Amorim. I think Amorim as a manager has to do better there. I feel like he didn't really help his players yesterday. Put it that way. Nick Nack, I mean, did you expect them to have 30 shots and 70% possession? But if you look at it up to the 70th minute, look at it up to him bringing Sesko and Ahmad on. It's all Arsenal. It's mainly, honestly, like, he didn't really do an awful lot up to Sesko and Ahmad coming on. That was the change, and yeah, we'd been crying for that since the first half. I just don't understand why he didn't do it. Eddie Allen, good evening, mate. How's it going? Frankie, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Alex, Isak missing the awards tomorrow night. Yeah, just seen that as well. Alexander Isak missing the PFA awards. That is a bit of an odd one, isn't it? Twisted Fate, I'm not being biased. Arsenal was bad, which made us look better 100%, but the high press they played using Rice as a press trigger was all planned. Yeah, Rice, again, I saw a post on social saying, Rice, what a performance, what an absolute tank, what a leader. I don't remember him doing anything, really. Honestly, I think the midfield yesterday was they just nullified each other, and that was because United put an extra body back. They were so scared to commit an extra man forward, they ended up dropping Mount in there, and it just felt like Amorim said, you 9, make sure there's no space in that final third, right? We keep as many back as we need to make sure we don't get broke on. And Bermo, Cunha, we're going to be very direct with you, lads. You pick it up, you're on your own up there, off you go. It felt like that's what he did. Frankie Paxman, do you hate West Ham? No, not at all, don't hate West Ham. I like West Ham. Yeah, got a lot of time for West Ham. Played really, really poor, though, the other day against Sunderland. Clarkey, it should have been a penalty yesterday for Man United. No, they shouldn't have had a penalty. No, that was never a penalty. Come on. That's never ever a penalty. Never a penalty. Nick Nack can't really fault the tactics, though. They had the best of it. But I know but if you're going to apply that logic, you could also say you can't fault the tactics of Arteta. That is a perfect away performance. You go, you get a goal, nick a scrappy goal off a set piece, put all the men behind the ball, limit the chances. How many clear chances did United have that game? Really? I can't remember one, really, apart from that. Maybe you could say the penalty, but even the penalty thing, the ball gets played in, and Cunha's leg is moving towards Saliba. I don't think that's a penalty. I don't think it's a penalty. It was kind of, I think I said on Twitter, it was like an amber penalty. You know, it was one of them where if the ref gives it, it probably doesn't get overturned, but he's not gonna get sent to the monitor for it. Like not every connection in the penalty area is a penalty. It doesn't work like that, does it? There's always a little bit of nuance. Frankie Paxman, what do you think the score will be? Leeds v Everton? I think maybe 1-1. Maybe 1-1. I'm gonna sit on the fence and say 1-1. Eddie Allen, how do you think Ramsey will do at Newcastle? I like him a lot. I'm really surprised by how John McGinn and what's the other one? Tyrone Mings, is it? John McGinn and Tyrone Mings. Have you seen the reactions that they've put on social media about Ramsey leaving? Very, very spiky. Very spiky. Very prickly, I would say. Roberts, I don't like West Ham because I am brought up in a Chelsea-Millwall family, but I'm an Arsenal fan, so it gets quite crazy. Callum, to be fair, Saliba went through the back of Cunha. It was reckless. I think if you watch... Well, again, I disagree. I think if you watch it slow motion... And bearing in mind, I really didn't have a horse in the race. I didn't want Arsenal to win, per se. I didn't want United to win. I was quite happy if it finished a draw. But I wouldn't want that penalty given against me. And I don't think I don't want that given as a penalty against anyone, really. That doesn't sit right with me, that's a penalty. Doesn't sit right with me. And again, it shows, doesn't it? Because we've had however long after the game, we're still picking the bones out of whether or not it was a penalty or not. And yeah, I feel like it's harsh then, isn't it? You look at the referee and say, why hasn't he decided within, instant 25 milliseconds? Why have you not got that that's a penalty? And we're still here a day and a half later or whatever, picking the bones out of it. Steve McNair, I thought that Cunha run was going to turn into a replay of that Van Nistelrooy goal v Fulham. Would have been grand. Yeah, he did very well, Cunha. He's a very, very direct player. Good player. Twisted Fate, it doesn't sit right with me what Arsenal get away with on corners either, though, to be honest. I just think on the balance of plays today, a draw wouldn't have been the worst result. But I don't think United can complain all that much. Yeah, United have had the rub of the green. What we saying? Sorry, Lisha. Key, deep down now, you know we were the better team yesterday and deserve to win the game 100%. How can you deserve to win the game when you haven't created any real clear chances, mate? You can't say you deserve to win the game. Come on. Don't be saying things like that. But yes, sorry, coming back to your comment, Eddie, I do think that Jacob Ramsey will do very well at Newcastle if he gets minutes. But I don't really know why he's gone to Newcastle, because I can't see a system where he fits in. Can you? How does he fit in at Newcastle? I don't know. Robbie McMahon, thoughts on Celtic? I'm watching him on Wednesday, mate. I'm live on Wednesday night. If you want to join us, give us a watch along live on the Champions League Wednesday night. Kairat Almaty against Celtic. So yeah, give us a follow. We'll be live on Wednesday night. Twisted Fate didn't deserve to win, but 100% deserved to draw. Didn't do enough attack-wise to win. I'd argue you didn't do enough attack-wise to score either. You didn't end up... you'd have been relying for me on a dodgy penalty to say that you won it. But, hey, there you go. To each their own. Joe, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Harvey, hello, mate. How are you today? I'm good, thank you. Hopefully you are too, buddy. Lisha, Rayo was the reason Arsenal went back to London with 3 points. That and Burmo header and the Cunha chance. What Cunha chance? Are we talking about the one where he runs through clear on goal? Because I could have threw my cap on that one. Cunha didn't really have a chance. There wasn't really a chance for Cunha in the game. The header from Mbeumo, I think you've got it. I think most goalkeepers saved that. That's not a worldie from David Raya, that one. Knick-knack. Anyway, I was impressed with United, even if Key wasn't. Not that my opinion means anything. Of course it does. Yeah, your opinion means as much as mine, mate. No such thing as the right answer. And every best idea wins and all that sort of thing. Twisted Fate. I was impressed with us too, Knick-knack, and atmosphere was feeling really good again. I still think it's going to come down to results though with United, innit? It's going to come a time where it doesn't matter what the performances are like. He's got to start getting results, and yeah, I just think if he continues to play like he did against Arsenal, if he continues to just hold people back, which he's done a few times now last season, holding players back and trying to be, I think he needs to get back to that cavalier type approach that he had at Sporting. Knick-knack, it'd be boring if we all agreed with each other. Exactly, and that would be the echo chamber that we don't have here in this community on Premier League Dad. That's not what we have on the United Stand or any other fan channels you talk about. Generally speaking, it's an echo chamber because it's the same fans talking about the same stuff. But no, I like it. Bit of disagreement, healthy disagreement. It's all good. All respectful. Lol Joey, stat padding in Portugal was never going to fool me. Gyökeres will be at Al Ittihad by 2028. Lisha, not that run. It was the tight left shot he had at the end. It was coming low back post. The tight left shot he had at the end. It was coming low back post. Don't remember that one. Key, as a Chelsea fan, Chelsea was poor. Yeah, Chelsea weren't great, and I thought Eze's goal should have stood as well. I think most people thought that, to be honest, didn't they? Daniel Clark, try being a Yeovil fan. That was a hard watch at the weekend against the Vegans. Oh, Yeovil. Bloody Yeovil. Oh, I need to see how Hertha Berlin are getting on in the DFB Pokal. It's on a penalty shootout, I think. Oh, no. Am I really going to let it go to a penalty shootout? I think it might have to. Hertha Berlin in the DFB Pokal. Right, sorry, I'm not ignoring your TikTok. Let's go through it, what we're saying. Lisha, you think I'm kidding? I've seen that enough. I've seen enough that we'll win the league. 21 coming. You are joking. You are absolutely joking. United are winning the league. You are having a laugh, mate. You are having a absolute giraffe. An absolute giraffe. Right, I've got Hertha Berlin, I guess, against Prussen Munster in the DFB Pokal there's a penalty shootout just about to take place. So forgive me, I've got something riding on that. Charles, Key, I am loving life currently. Oh, nice, mate. I'm glad. That's what life's about. I am absolutely made up to hear it. You're loving life. That's what it's about. Absolutely made up for you. Christ, why have I ended up on that? Ended up on some live of someone trying clothes on. I don't know. On TikTok, bizarrely. All I did was swipe down. This year, Key, keep the same energy. May time comes round. Oh, I will. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. I'll definitely keep the same energy. I'll let you know. Lewis, some random kid in the park told me Salah might be going United. Joe, we're linked with Voltemada today. Tomorrow we'll be linked with you. Voltemada's an absolutely brilliant player. Yeah, fabulous player. Jack, Key, thoughts on John Lukumi, Bilal El Khanous and Harry Winks coming to Sunderland? El Khanous is going to Palace, isn't he? Yeah, I thought El Khanous was going to Palace to replace Eze. If you get Lukumi and Winks, that's not a bad signing, I guess, or a bad couple of signings. Yeah, they're okay. Eddie Allen says Liverpool will be champions and Arsenal second yet again. I can't see past that. I personally think City will be our biggest rivals for the title. I think City have got every chance of winning it, to be honest. But Arsenal, I'm not convinced. Personally, I'm not convinced. I could be wrong. Twisted Fate, the Dorgu shot was 100% the best chance of the game and Burmo's header was comfortable and straight at him. I would say so too, yeah. Oh, that was lucky. Oh, Hertha Berlin. Penalty shootout. They've just hit that straight at the keeper, but it's gone in. Thank God for that. Woohoo! Partizan have scored as well. Come on, I need Hertha Berlin to win this penalty shootout. And we will get back to talking about Leeds and Everton, I promise you. We will. We'll get focused on Leeds and Everton. I just want to keep an eye on Prussen Munster and Hertha Berlin in the DFB Pokal. Daniel Clark, don't mind Keenan Dewsbury Hall and Grealish signings for Everton. I just feel like Grealish is a lot of money. He's like 8 to 10 million quid, something like that. They've paid for him from loan for the season. I don't know if he's a game changer for Everton. And Dewsbury Hall, again, 27. He's 27. Never played for England and 30 million quid. Again, it's a lot of money. I just feel like Everton, for the little money they've got, probably could have spent a little bit wiser. But hey, what do I know? Gru, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Basically, if Hertha lose, you need to get another one on before 8 PM kickoffs. Oh no, I don't do doubling up. Definitely not doubling up. But it's 2-2 on pens. I think Hertha have just scored a third here. Yeah, it's a good pen. That, thank God for that. Yeah, no, I desperately need Hertha in the pens. I don't know what that says. I don't speak Italian. Let me translate it. Chattering interest. Parisian purrs are like a jewel. They are forever. I have no idea what that is. Are you popping down the weekend, pal? I will definitely be going getting my hair cut. Yes. Don't know about the weekend. Don't know what day. I need to go soon though. It's getting a bit scruffy. Daniel, I still think Grealish, given the freedom and the game time, can be very useful. Useful, probably, but maybe not useful. Get in there, Proust and Munster have missed. There's a saying I never thought I'd say. Okay, good. Moneselic. What does Moneselic mean? Don't know what that means. Right, well, they've got Nemesha on the bench as well, Leeds. Nemesha, Ramazani, Bornau. Who else have they got? Jack Harrison could come on. I wonder if Jack Harrison comes on and wins it for Leeds. Gru, who's playing? It's Leeds against Everton, mate. It's on Sky Sports if you are planning to watch along. Nick Nack, what's this German match all about? It's the DFB Pokal, mate. It's the basically the German FA Cup. Nick Nack, Dewsbury Hall is a solid signing, I think. Tom Bredesen, I don't get Everton's business, and Dye, McNeil and Grealish all best on the left side. I totally agree with that. Desperate for a right-sided player, and not only desperate for a right-sided player, what's Everton fans all been saying all summer? We need pace, we need pace, we need pace. What do? They go and get Jack Grealish and Dewsbury Hall, neither of whom really have any pace. Dewsbury Hall's got the turning circle of a Titanic, and Jack Grealish slows down every 5 minutes for kind of cut inside and fixes her. Proust and Munster. Missed this one. Daniel, I think Grealish might play in the hole. Excuse me. Beg your pardon. Proust and Munster have scored. Right, we need a Hertha Berlin finish here. Joe, le magasin à haute pression de Eddie Howe. What does that mean? Eddie Howe's high pressure magazine. I think you were going for mags there, weren't you? Right, here we go. Come on. Stick it away, Hertha. Stick it away. Finish him off. Finish him off, please. Yeah, surely that's won it, hasn't it? Is that finished? Is that it done? Is it done? Hey, there you go. Hertha are through. Oh, whew. Whew, have a bit of that. Right, good. Okay, sorry. Let's forget that now. Let's forget that now. We can be done with the DFB Pokal. Reese's Footy Feed. I'm brand new here tonight, mate. I have a feeling from the accent that you're from St. Helens. Guessing you either support Liverpool or Everton. In that case, I think Everton get a bloody nose tonight. You have got a remarkable ear for accents, Reese. And yes, indeed, I am originally from St. Helens. I've moved about a bit since Warrington and here and there. But basically, yeah, St. Helens. I've lived in St. Helens for most of my early life. So I've got the accent, regrettably. But yes, I also support Liverpool. But watching Everton tonight, and I've got family who support Everton. I'm not a total copite that hates Everton. Dirty copite. Joe, everyone, Kee's showing the game. Shut up. You're going to get me in trouble. AJ Valdez, good to see you. Nick Nack, Leeds have to be targeted in this match as one they can win. I agree. Yeah, I absolutely agree. They've got to try and find some way to win. They've got to make Elland Road a bastion of invincibility, as Bill Shankly used to say. Gav's highlights, big ups, mate. Good to see you. How's things? Not a great result for you, lads, yesterday. Chelsea, I was expecting better. Tom Bredesen, Ben Doak to Bournemouth, done deal. That's some move for Ben Doak, isn't it? He's got the number 11 shirt as well. Did you see that? Ben Doak, and he's got on the back of his shirt, Gannon Doak. Don't know if his mum's remarried or something. He's inherited a double barrel name. Maybe he's married. I don't know. I've no idea. But either way, he's got a double barrel name now. He's now known as Ben Gannon Doak. BGD. And he's wearing the number 11 shirt at Bournemouth. Big move for him, that. 25 million quid. Good player. Liverpool have got a buyback clause on him as well, which shows that we think quite highly of him. Yeah, and he's at a club that has a track record of getting good money for players, developing players. Andoni Iraola, probably one of the best managers outside the top six. We would agree with that, I'm sure. Very good player. I think that's a fabulous move, Nick Nack, yeah. A very, very good move for Ben Doak. And giving him the number 11 shirt, I think he probably starts most games for Bournemouth this season, you would think. Gav's highlights, it was shite, to be honest with you. Nick Nack Moyes presser was already making his excuses in the pre-match, saying how tough it'll be. He does that every game though, David Moyes, doesn't he? Every single game. D28, I'm waiting on my Key subscription so I can watch the game. Key TV, coming your way. What are we saying? Sorry, City will be tough to stop. Zaki plays. Liverpool is going to get the 21st title. I agree, Zaki. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you, mate. Nick Nack, they did all right with Solanke, didn't they? I mean, you can look at so many of them that they've picked up for cheap and moved on. Bournemouth have been very, very good with that. There have been a few, don't get me wrong, like from Liverpool as well. Like, Jordan Ibe was 15 million quid and that one didn't quite work out. They paid us 6 million quid for Brad Smith. That one didn't quite work out. They did all right with Harry Wilson, though. Harry Wilson was a good signing for them from Liverpool. But yeah, Solanke did well with. Obviously, Kirkes, they've moved on for good money. Hyson, Zabarnyi. Yeah, they've got a good track record, Bournemouth, of developing players and moving them on. Callum Wilson, you could say as well. He's, he had a very, very good sign. Danny Ings was at Bournemouth for a spell. Nick Nack, it'll be interesting to see how Everton settle into their new stadium. Not always an easy transition. No, that's a very, very good point. Daniel, nothing better than watching Leeds suffer. We all hate Leeds scum. Josh, I'm an Arsenal fan. How do you reckon we'll get on this season? I think I suspected that you would finish third before yesterday. And I suspect after this weekend's football, where we've seen Liverpool win, City win, Arsenal just about win, albeit it's a tough place to go, Old Trafford, I still think of the three title-chasing pack, I still think Arsenal are maybe the least in order, let's say. So I would put Arsenal third best out of Arsenal, Liverpool and City. Still a very, very good team, don't get me wrong, still very capable of going far in the Champions League, the FA Cup, and I'm sure they'll do very, very well elsewhere. But I just don't think they've got enough maybe to win it. That would be my opinion anyway, mate. Swifty, good to see you, Swifty. Grealish on the bench, shame that. Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can have Grealish in the same team as Iliman and Dye. And it's got to be one or the other. Grealish is a left-sided player. Iliman and Dye is a left-sided player. I don't really understand why they brought Grealish in. Lewis, Chelsea might sneak in the title race but won't win. I think Chelsea are out the title race by Christmas, January time. Yeah, because you look at the defence they had yesterday. A Champong and Chalobah with Robert Sanchez behind him, and I thought Sanchez had an absolute howler for that Eze goal. If that Eze goal stands, Robert Sanchez is getting pelters from his manager, from that from the entire goal behind the goal at Stamford Bridge. Nick Nack says, if Arsenal get third, is it goodbye Arteta unless they win the Champions League? It's a very fair point. Yeah, it's a very, very fair point, Nick Nack. I don't think Arteta would get sacked. I think that Arsenal will look at Arteta almost as long as you're getting us Champions League football, I'll be quite happy with you staying. I don't think they're in any rush to move Arteta on. They'll keep him for as long as the fans aren't like rioting they will keep hold of Arteta. So I imagine he stays. The only thing I could see happening is if maybe a big, Spanish club like a Barca or a Real Madrid come in and try to pinch Arteta. But that wouldn't happen because he doesn't play that style of football, does he? I actually think Arsenal is Arteta's level. And I don't mean that disrespectfully because I like Arsenal's a huge club. I just don't think he's got the style of play to go and play at Barca or Madrid. He could maybe go to an Inter or an AC Milan or a Juve. I don't think he could go to a PSG. He could go to an Inter, a Juve, an AC Milan if he's bothered about it and if he left Arsenal. But I think Arsenal is absolutely his pinnacle. He is never going to do better than Arsenal, and I think there's a good chance that he's taken Arsenal as far as he can. The fans are already on Arteta's back, though. Are they really? I've not seen that. I've seen comments from Arsenal fans, but generally they're quite positive about this weekend's results. Mickey, the Valleys, Bayern. Do we think Bayern would take Arteta? Again, I'm not sure if Bayern would take him. D28, Gannon Doak to reflect both of his parents' names. Oh, really? Okay. Then why is it only... It's only been Doak up to this point, hasn't it? William Smurf, I don't understand why Doak has gone, because he plays on the right-hand side and we've got Salah and Chiesa there, so he's never ever going to get a kick, is the honest answer. Paul, good to see you, Paul Hexham. Evening, Key. Good to see you, mate. Nice to have you in the chat, as always. Swifty Casuals. Jack can play anywhere across the three. He plays behind Beto. It's fair to say that most of his career hasn't been that way, though. Steve McNair, and any news on Man United selling any of the exiles? Have they secured a deal to sell one yet? So Jadon Sancho, they have agreed a deal with, I think it was Roma they've agreed a deal with. There's talks with Besiktas as well, but they agreed a deal to sell him to Roma. And Jadon Sancho has vetoed the deal. He has basically said to Manchester United, there's absolutely no way that I'm leaving unless you pay me let's say, I don't know what his wages are off the top of my head, but let's say he's on £250,000 a week. I think Roma are prepared to take him and pay him maybe £150,000 a week. But he's like to Man United, right, fine, I'll go, but you are going to pay me the £100,000 a week that I'm losing out on to go there. Or I'll stay here for another 2 years. And I think it's just maybe a case of him waiting it out and seeing whether or not he's prepared to do that. And other than that, I don't think there's any news on Anthony. There's no news on Anthony. I think, again, Betis have offered a loan deal, but nothing else. So there's still waiting on Anthony. Who else are they trying to move on? Who aren't they trying to move on? Onana obviously got dropped yesterday, so we don't know what's happening with him now. Feels like there's a load of players up for sale at United. Let's be honest, it's a mad situation. It's a sad situation. Reese, I heard Johnny Vegas in your voice. I'm a Burnley fan. Do you see the cycle of all three promoted teams being relegated again this season? I hate to say it, mate. I think Burnley will definitely go down. You're my pick for the bottom, the Clarets. And I think that's partially because you've lost Egan Riley. You've obviously lost Brownhill. You've lost Trafford. And you've not really brought in anyone that instills great faith in me up front. I don't think that Brozier's a striker that keeps you in the Premier League. Ugachukwu got mixed reviews from Southampton last year on loan. Chown is an interesting one. I think he'll be a good signing for you for years to come. But other than that, I look at Burnley's signings and I think it's very much a group of players that could look very good in the Championship again next year. It's not really too many I look at and think your Premier League quality. I would say the same for most of Leeds as well. So I don't think Leeds, Burnley and Sunderland will go down. I did a video before the season, by the way. Before the season started, my prediction video said Sunderland would stay up and West Ham would go down with Leeds and Burnley. And then, hey presto, day one, Sunderland smash West Ham on the opening day, and I thought that might just be a precursor to what we see this season. I think Graham Potter goes, and I fully expect West Ham to be dragged into it. Knick-knack, nobody wants to pay the wages or transfer fees. Looks like Højlund to Milan will happen. Sounds like Sancho might be staying. With West Ham being crap and Brentford losing Wissa and Bermo and Frank, this is a good opportunity for the promoted teams to stay up. I think Brentford will be okay, but I can see why people don't after that performance against Forest. Knick-knack, teams will wait it out because they know Man U are desperate to offload. Exactly, I think the players are as well. Like, if you're Jadon Sancho and your agent is speaking to Roma, you're probably saying to Roma, listen, if us two wait it out, they'll panic and they'll give us a deal. They'll give us it because they don't want us sat at the club for another 12 months. So if we just wait it out to the final few days of the window, they'll concede ground and we'll go. So they'll get it, won't they? 3-star Reds, evening Key. Let's hope this is another classic. Fingers crossed, yeah, hopefully so. Onyé, Sunderland are getting Lukumi and they're looking at other players. I don't know who. Yeah, a couple of others we've just been chatting about there. It's a good window for Sunderland. Daniel Clark, Euros, straight into the season. Champions League final, into the Club World Cup. Not really a break. I just think it'll take its toll on PSG. Very fair. Yeah. Hey, and once this season finishes, we're straight into the World Cup, the actual World Cup. And then back into another season. So it's going to be a bit of a mad 20 months, I guess, in terms of football. So, yeah, curious to see exactly how it all plays out. Swifty says, I had the pleasure of Grealish at Notts County for a year on loan. Onyé and Die, please, otherwise forfeit incoming. Onyé, everyone minus Yoro, Dorgu, Menu, Ahmad, Bruno and the 3 new signings aren't for sale. The rest can go. Agate, that was one of the most shocking performances I've seen. One of the worst cameos I've seen for some time from Agate. Daniel, my call is that PSG will not win the league. That's a bold shout. Who would you have winning it then? Are you thinking Marseille or... Marseille, certainly an outside chance, I guess. Lucas Perry reached the Europa League quarterfinals with Lyon last season. Yeah, who knocked him out? Steve McNair, if they don't sell, shouldn't they loan them in hopes they play good out on loan and draw suitors instead of dying on the bench? Knick-knack, they'll have no choice to loan them out just to get the wages off the books, but it doesn't help the transfer kitty. That's very true, yeah. Right, there's a minute's silence here for, obviously, Diogo Jota and Andre, his brother, obviously passing away last month. Impeccably observed at Old Trafford yesterday, it has to be said. Less so at Nottingham Forest, I believe. At the City Ground, there was some quiet discontent. 3-star Reds, Leeds. You can throw all your medals in the bin because you won them all by bloody cheating. All your pots and all your pans. Kylo, excited for the World Cup to come to Canada. Toronto, where I live. Wow, we got a Canadian in. Love it. Good to see you, Kylo. Knick-knack, come on Leeds. DJ, up the Toffees. DJ Dan Mercury, good to see you, mate. Up the Toffees. Lewis, Leon have lost Cherky, so they will get Europa League. 100 Timmy says, I can't see PSG not winning, too much depth. Yeah, PSG was shocking last night. I don't know if anyone watched them against Nantes. They were absolutely shocking. And then they just brought off the bench Dembele, Doué, Hakimi and Mendes. Just brought them off the bench and it was, I think, 2-0 within... I think they got the second one disallowed, actually, but it was 2-0 within like 10 minutes of them coming on. Yeah, it was just mad, wasn't it? Just mad. They can just throw that sort of quality on. Ethan Zubamendi getting all the hype when he signed for Arsenal, but he's now special. Reinders clear. Right, well, we're about to kick off here at Elland Road. Marching on together. Everton getting us underway for the first game of the season for these two. The final game of game week 1. Final game of game week 1. Who's going to take it? Are we going to get an outright winner? Or is it going to be a friggin' boring, crappy draw? Vitinha had a howler. Sorry, we've done that one. Daniel Moyes. He's got red hair, but we don't care. David Moyes. Reese's footy feed, I agree. We'll be bottom with 20 points-ish. It's massive that we beat Sunderland on Saturday. Far easier said than done, though. Yeah, I'd agree, mate. Totally agree. It's one of those where that's a 6-pointer early in the season. I think if Burnley don't win that one, well, a point would be okay, but I think it would be the manner of the performance. You need a big performance in that one, because if Sunderland beat you, all of a sudden all the pressure's back on Scotty Parker, and it just feels like the tide will turn. DJ Dan Mercury, Akey, someone has to be Everton's voice. I was gonna say, I need to get some more blues on. Maybe I need to be less open about the fact that I'm a copite. We'll attract some more Evertonians in. Chimey, perfect stream to unwind. Still struggling to connect with my colleagues, mate. Have you what's the, because we talked about this last time, didn't we? What actually? I guess what have you tried? What have you tried that's not worked? Leeds pushing forward already here. Here's Willie Nonto, one of my favourite players in the Championship last season. He's a little bit like Jack Grealish. All flair, but no substance. All mouth and no trousers. That's what it feels like with Willie Nonto. Like, he can pick the ball up, sprint past a few players. He's got a little bit of a, of a jiggle about him, and can kind of like cut inside and all that good stuff, but just never quite produces the final ball. Frustrating, isn't it? Elland Road is going to be rocking, says Pure Verts. William Smurf, Everton will be marching into the Championship, not together in the Prem. 100 Timmy says, my wild take is that Leeds could beat Arsenal next week as the first big shock of the season. Let's see how Leeds are tonight first. I'm intrigued to see how Everton are tonight, just because of it's been a bit of a mixed bag for them in pre-season. You know, they've lost Jared Branthwaite to injury just before this one, and that kind of really, it felt like a lead balloon in the fan base, that one. I've got a lot of Evertonians who I talk to on socials and stuff on Twitter, and I saw that news break that Everton had, Branthwaite's out with a hamstring injury, and the amount of Evertonians who were just so, like, that's just terrible. Like, that's the most Everton thing ever on the eve of the season. Good play by O'Brien. Here's Alcaraz. O'Brien puts the ball in, and it's pretty poor, and he's offside, actually. That's poor from O'Brien. DJ Dan Mercury, someone needs to be a gobshite. Yeah, I'll play the party villain. The pantomime villain, sorry. Chimey, they're just so old, Key. It's almost as if anything I say is undermined. I hate to say it, but it might well just be that you can't find common ground with these people. And you shouldn't try. You shouldn't put too much pressure on yourself to try either. If you're in a group setting with people at work and they're all like a lot older than you, and you try and make the effort and they don't really give you anything back, just go in and do your job, mate, and go home. Just approach it like that. It'd be lovely if you worked with people who, you could have a bit of a banter and a bit of a back and forth with, but sometimes it just isn't like that. And honestly, I would say it's actually quite frustrating sometimes. It can make work more complicated when you've got a good relationship with people in work. It can affect things. It can affect your performance and stuff, because people then expect you to have a laugh and have banter all the time, or Leeds chance. Oh, good save from Munich. Good save from Munich. Someone just said Munich. Good save from Pickford. What am I talking about? Kylo, Everton to win this game 2-0. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate that, Kylo. Thank you. Nick Nack, he's a big lad, that O'Brien. He is, but he's a centre-back. He's a centre-back naturally. William Key, be honest, how can you see Doak doing at Bournemouth? I think he'll do great. Yeah, I think he'll do fine. Really good player. Daniel, don't know if it's because I'm a Yeovil fan, but non-league just hits different for me. I'm looking forward to doing quite a bit of non-league this season. We'll definitely do a few non-league games. They're all on DAZN. 100 Timmy, first time ever that Arsenal have conceded over 20 free kicks to Man United in a match. That's a hot stat. Ethan, Grealish was always like that. Everyone has the idea he was some world beater for Villa. Wins a lot of free kicks, you know, Grealish. He's one of those that gets you up the pitch. He can beat a man. He's exciting. I understand the signing. I just don't think he's the right one for Everton. I think it's more one of those that's like a profile signing. Look at us signing a £100 million player. When I think if you looked at it in the cold light today, he's 30 years old. He's on massive, massive wages. He's been playing for the best team in world football over the last however many years. And in the last 2 years combined, he has got about the same number of assists as Carlos Alcaraz did for Everton in 5 months. He got that in 2 years at City playing behind Haaland. Edward, I only come to one place when football is on, and that's this channel because it's genuinely the best. That's very nice of you, Edward. Very, very nice of you to say. Daniel, out with a hammy or don't want him injured as possible sailing coming. Harvey, is it just me or does it seem like it's a bit laggy, but not like messing with your eyes when it's fast? Are we on about the game? Seems alright to me up to now. MCFC says, come on the draw. Daniel, what do you make of Gay ignoring Glasner and just walking off yesterday? I feel like he has to go. Gay and Eze won't be Crystal Palace players, I think, beyond this window. I'd be amazed if they were. Yeah, amazed. B. McCarran, in my opinion, I reckon Grealish will smash it. David Moyes will tell him to just run at players, and Grealish with confidence is dangerous. Only my opinion. Hey, fair enough. To each their own. Different strokes for different folks and all that. Tom Bredesen, Gallen Doak name is because he wants to have both parents' last name on his shirt. Okay. 3-star red Simicas, our next transfer target after Louise, I reckon, Key. If you get Kostas Simicas, again, very, very good left back. Tidy left back, Simicas. Good player. Purevert, are Leeds playing good? I'm out at the minute. Opening 8 minutes, neither team's really done an awful lot. Leeds have looked probably the most threatening, but not really an awful lot going on in the opening sort of 10 minutes. Again, both teams feeling each other out. Everton just knocking the ball around the back at the minute. Going quite direct as well early. Couple of long balls down the touchline. P. McCarran, how's things anyway? Yeah, I'm really good. Really, really good. Life is wonderful right now. Life is wonderful. Hopefully it is for you too, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, whatever's going on with you. Family, work, health, whatever it is. I hope everything's going absolutely sensationally well for you. And yeah, lots of love. Knick-knack crowd seems a bit flat. Well, I don't know, I've not got the audio on, but opening day, maybe it's just Everton killing the crowd a little bit in the opening 10 minutes. Moyes was very, very good at that back in the day. Edward Key, is it true that we've given Newcastle a week to decide on Isak? Not that I'm aware of, no. I believe there will be a deadline, but I've no idea what that deadline is or when it is. Danny Farker has only won 6 Premier League games out of 49 as a manager. Ooh, that's not a good look, is it? That is not a good look at all. Steve McNair says Leeds better than Everton at the moment. Yeah, Joel Pirro's got a lot of proving to do, I think, in the Premier League, as has Danny Farker. So both of these have got, well, certainly Farker, I think, has got a lot to prove. Joel Pirro, you know, he's done it in the Championship, hasn't he? Can he do it at Premier League level? AKD, how's it going? Premier League dad, good to see you. Ball whipped in, cleared away by Beto, and Illiman and Dye gets it clear. 3-star Reds, the amount Everton are paying Grealish in wages, Kee, I would have expected to see him in the starting lineup. Yeah, me too. Unless maybe there's an issue with his fitness. Steve McNair, they're booing already. Are they really? B. McCarran, Villa could not get that final pass through there on Saturday in the second half. Then Konza went off and it was shaky. Apart from that, apart from the Matty Cash cross, I thought he looked decent. What did you think of the Konza sending off? Because I've got to say, I thought Villa were very unlucky with that one. I didn't think for 1 second that there was an actual sending off there. Celtic FC, do you have Celtic tops? I don't. No, I don't have a Celtic top. No, I am watching Celtic this week though. Kairat Almaty on Wednesday night. I'll be live for Celtic and Kairat on Wednesday, so that'll be good fun. Knick-knack, an early win like that that Sunderland had must be a massive confidence boost for the players. Even more so when you look at the next game is against Burnley. Because after Burnley getting snotted away at Spurs and then, you know, Sunderland winning so comfortably against West Ham, those two teams going into that one now, it just feels like they're so diametrically opposed. They've got to, you know, Sunderland, the pressure's off, really. If they went to Turf Moor and lost, it would take the shine off it. But they could get a point and it would still be a great start to the season, wouldn't it? Whereas it feels like Burnley have to kind of lay down a marker. Ollie, has anything happened? Well, Nonto's in here. This is a big chance for him. It's gone behind. It's going to be another corner to Leeds. This is a better start from Leeds. Swifty says Villa look a bit stale to me. Yeah, they're definitely short a couple of players, aren't they? P. McCarran, look, it is what it is. In my opinion, I thought it was harsh, but we can't complain about it. Whinge and moving on. Yeah, stay positive. Exactly, yeah. I just thought, as a Liverpool fan, no horse in the race. I thought that was harsh. I didn't think he deserved the red for that. I didn't think it was a foul, to be honest. Knick-knack, the longer newly promoted teams wait for their first win, the harder it gets. Again, very true, yeah. Very, very true. Kyle H. The Celtic tops are on his bog roll holder in the bathroom. 3-star Reds, are you streaming Palace v Frankenstein in the Conference League, Key? Yeah, do you know what I might do, actually? I've not thought about that, but I might do Palace on Thursday night against Fredrikstad. Yeah, let's do that. Should we do that? That's a great suggestion. Thank you, 3-star Reds. Let's do that. Ball comes out here for Leeds. Dan James is picking it up. Shot from distance. And Leeds win it back. It is a good start. Joe, you could tell Konza didn't even argue. I think it's because Anthony Gordon just runs in front of him. It's one where you know the referee isn't going to change his mind once he's made it, because he does put his hands on his shoulders, but he doesn't drag him down. There's not enough leverage. It's more that Gordon cuts across him and he kind of like move out the way sort of thing, and he puts his hand on his shoulders. And yeah, I don't think that's a penalty. Sorry, I don't think that's a foul. But once he gives the foul, then it has to be a red, of course. B. McCarran, is Villa on your list this week for the stream? For this week, for the weekend? I don't know, actually. I can't remember. Who's on next Saturday? Next Saturday are going to be... the early game on Saturday is City v Spurs. So we're doing City v Spurs next Saturday at 12. Leeds! Oh, very nearly. That was very, very nearly a big start there. Ball floated in again, far post. Leeds are putting a lot of pressure on here. Shot! Chance! Oi! Offside, is it? No, cleared away. Everton are getting very, very... They're living dangerously here. They can't get out. And now you can see the Leeds fans getting up a little bit. Oh, that was close. Very, very close. Right, so what's the 3 o'clocks on Saturday? I think we're going to do Burnley Sunderland, aren't we? The 3 o'clocks on Saturday are Bournemouth against Wolves, Brentford against Villa, Burnley against Sunderland. Which one should we be doing, folks? Tell me. Tell me, which one should we be doing? I think I'm leaning towards Burnley Sunderland, but I'll bow to the masses on that one. And it's Arsenal Leeds is the 5:30. So the 12:30 is City Spurs. The 5:30 is Arsenal Leeds. We'll be doing both of those. That's fine. But there's a 3 o'clock kickoff, and we can either watch Bournemouth Wolves, Brentford Villa, or Burnley Sunderland. I feel like that's an obvious Burnley Sunderland game, but again, I'm happy to be swayed otherwise. 3-star Reds, really hoping Palace in the conference qualifiers are on TNT. I think they might be, Let's have a look. I'll tell you what they're on. Is it Thursday night, isn't it? Thursday night. Yes, no, they're on Channel 5. They're on Channel 5, mate. Yeah, Palace are on Channel 5 Thursday night. So we'll watch that. That'll be good fun. Everyone can watch that, can't they? Swifty, Villa and Newcastle are the two with potential to gatecrash the top 4, but not after this summer. I think Brighton could be one to look at, after this weekend. Philippines, all right, my brother. Predictions for the Gers and Club Bruges game. I'm going tomorrow. Can't wait. Lovely. I think 2-2. I'm going to go for the same result as it was in pre-season. Yeah, 2-2. I'll have the schedule on YouTube all updated soon. I am crew. Do you think Man United deserved more yesterday? No, I don't think they did. I don't think they created enough clear chances. And if we're talking about good away performances and what a good away performance looks like, I would say Arsenal's away performance was better than Manchester United's home one. Put it that way. I think the onus should always be on the home side, especially Man United. Man United at Old Trafford have to attack teams. I'm really disappointed with the approach that Amorim took. And that's me as a Liverpool fan. I don't give a monkeys if they win or not, but it does kind of irk me. If I was a Man United fan, I'd look at it and think, how are you being so passive, so cautious? Like, you can't afford it. You can't afford to be that cautious, mate. You've got to lay down a marker. You've spent the most in the league. You had a shocking year last year. You've got to try and do something. So, no, I don't think they deserve more, but we've taught that to death a little bit. So I'm sure people won't want to hear any more of that one. Swifty, it's Arsenal low. Had it been a lesser team, I'd feel the same. I just feel like it's whether it's Arsenal or not. I just feel like at Old Trafford, Man United shouldn't be shying away from it. Like, look, put it this way: how many times have we seen? I don't know. Even last season, Liverpool went to. Who was it who went down? There was Leicester, Southampton, and who went down? Leeds chasing forward here. All I'm saying is, right, forget who it was. Last season, there was plenty of times where really, really awful teams, like objectively awful teams, hosted very, very good teams and had a bloody good go at them. And I think Manchester United are not in a position that they can welcome Arsenal to Old Trafford and put 9-10 men behind a ball. I think that's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't think that's the I don't think that's the right approach, personally. But hey, what do I know? Betis have scored against Elche. That's good news. Here's Dan James. Ball in. Cleared away. It's all Leeds. Opening 20 minutes here. All Leeds. Steve McNair. I like the Sunderland game. Yeah, me too. I like the Sunderland game. I think that's the one to go for. Nick Nack. So difficult to score against Everton from crosses. This is why Tarkowski was a really good pick for FPL. Because he wins everything, doesn't he? He's so good in the air. Getting on those blocks, interceptions, reads the game well. Really good old school defender, James Tarkowski. And when they're missing him, they fall apart, Everton. Forget Illiman and Dye. Forget, all these players up the top end who, a little bit of flash. The two most important players for Everton are, well, you could include Pickford in this, but for me, they look lost without Tarkowski, and they look even more lost without Idrissa Gana Gueye. Idrissa Gana Gueye is 36, 37 in a few months, I believe, and he's the linchpin in that side. Chimey says, when do Chelsea play? Next week, Chelsea are Chelsea are Friday night against West Ham. So we're doing Chelsea away at West Ham on Friday Night Football. So yeah, I'll be live on Friday for that. Dan James with the ball in. Chance! Oi! Hit it! Oh! Is he onside? Offside? Yeah. Again, better from Leeds, pushing forward here. Pure Virtue has been better. Definitely Leeds. Yeah, first 10 minutes, it was kind of a bit flat. After that, last 10 minutes, it's been all Leeds. I am Crute. What's your thoughts on Sancho to Roma? The club's agreed a fee, and he's personally rejected the move. He's asking Man United to pay him off. That's the problem. He wants Manchester United to pay him whatever the surplus is that he's going to miss out on. If he misses out on 50 grand a week to agree to this move to Roma, then he wants Man United to pay that. Swifty, I think Amorim gave the attacking subs plenty of time, but still couldn't break them down. Well, Amorim actually complained, didn't he? Did you hear the press conference that Amorim did after the game? He said, I put Sesko on and we didn't actually put any balls into the box for him. Like he was expecting Manchester United to go a little bit more direct. Odd. Very odd. Rumberto, Everton's new stadium is a soulless bowl. A soulless bowl. Hey, and a dusty bowl as well. I've watched the feedback from Evertonians who've gone to Hill Dickinson Stadium, and they've all said that they got covered in dust. There's like thick concrete dust all around the stadium that they've not cleared away. They've not had someone get out with a brush since the stadium's been built, and there's just a thick concrete dust that's covering the stadium. So people have come out looking like Marv off Home Alone. Coming out, dust white as a sheet. Here's Nonto into the box for Leeds. He's got to give it off there. Shocking. Oh, Willie Nonto, you got to do better there. Nick Nack, it's bound to be soulless if this is the football they get. Rumblerto, also controversial, but I'm bored of all the tributes. Listen, it's a minute of your time before a game to pay. And to be honest, I don't think there's going to be any more tributes now anyway. That's the last one after tonight. Ben, the Gannon in Doug's name is because he wants to be able to reflect both his parents' surnames. So essentially, his mum was fuming. I was going to say, yeah, it's not mattered for however long his career's been going up to this point. But now his dad said, listen, now you've got that move to Bournemouth, I want my name on the back of that shirt. Sort it out. Chimey, Rashford took a pay cut, even though the wages are split. Sancho was the worst signing ever. Nick Nack, Everton have barely made it over the halfway line yet. It's been a very poor start from Everton's new look. Midfield with Alcaraz and Dewsbury Hall. Oh, Leeds, this is wonderful play. Unlucky. Good defending. DJ Dan Mercury, it's Bramley Moore. Bramley Moore. It's the dockside. The sewage works. Reese's footy feed. Everton haven't had an attack yet. They really are the dullest watch in the league. West Ham a close second. Both David Moyes' David Moyes teams as well, aren't they? Maybe it's just the David Moyes instilling that in his teams. I don't know. Kyle H. More tumbleweed than supporters. DJ Dan Mercury, Bramley Moore, 3-star Reds. Even without the dust, Everton fans will still be coming out the stadium this season looking as white as a sheet. Hey, and they will when they see them prices as well. Have you seen the prices? Do you know what's funny? I have to laugh. So Everton did a test event. Everton did a test event where they invited all the supporters in, and they had sausage rolls, a little sausage roll priced for kids only sausage roll, £3.50, right? And all the fans complained about it, or I say all the fans, a cross section of the fans complained about it and said, that's ridiculous for a small, like, for a kid's sausage roll. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't be doing that. You know, if you're going to do it, rethink that, right? So the club took that feedback. And the next game was against Roma, and they put the price of the sausage roll up to £6.50. £3.50 a sausage roll, that's too expensive. You're right. £6.50. Have a bit of that. I am Crute. Have you seen the Reform UK football shirts and the 2XL and the 3XL shirts sold out immediately? And the small was sold out as well, I believe. Chance, Nonto, oh, straight out. CLH, who is your guess for first goal scorer? I mean, definitely Leeds. I'd be surprised if Everton had a shot on target in the first half at the minute. I would say, who am I going to say for first goal scorer for Leeds? I don't know why, but I feel like Dan James. I'm going to say Dan James. Dan James gets it done. But yeah, there was plenty of the feedback videos from Toffee TV. Shout out Toffee TV, Ped and Baz. They did a review video of the stadium, and some of the feedback they gave was pretty pointy. And maybe the stadium will stay. I don't know if they take notice of it. Hopefully the club do, but yeah, one of the feedback was pretty funny, like that sausage roll thing. £3.50 for a sausage roll. And they hated it, so they whacked it up to £6.50. Absolutely brilliant. And the other thing as well, it was a test event, and people were going, like, getting food, and they was like, oh yeah, we've ran out of beer. We've ran out of beer, like, at half time. Half time in your first game at the stadium, ran out of beer. Ran out of food. Rumblerto, Everton sausage rolls are better value than Brambo More Sewage Works filthy sausage rolls. Pure Vert, are Leeds looking good? They are, yeah. I think Everton have just started to have a little spell of possession here, though. I will say that. Everton's starting to look a little bit more with it. They've gone direct and Perry's just claimed it. Knocks it long. That's not the kind of distribution Leeds will be expecting from the goalkeeper. A bit better than that. Spencer Richardson says Everton look shaky. Yeah, they look vulnerable. Kean Mooney, who's the better team at the moment? Definitely Leeds. Definitely Leeds. Nick Knacknell, not sure there will be a goal scorer. Again, yeah, frustrating, I would say so too. Chimey, United charge staff and players for food. That never, well, certainly at the training ground and stuff, but not at the stadium. No, at the stadium, the kiosks. Basically, any food that doesn't get eaten at the kiosks, they usually give them out to whoever's the stewards or whatever staff, safety staff. But yeah, I don't think you'd want them a lot of the time now, though. I'm sure United had a 2-star, 2 out of 5 hygiene rating. Manchester United had at Old Trafford. I saw that not that long ago. Oh, wonderful play by Leeds. That's a foul, ref. Come on. That's got to be a yellow card, that. That should be a yellow card. CLH says Beto will nick one. He's not really getting a chance, you know. I am Crute. I thought £1.40 at Greg's for a sausage roll now was taking the piss. Did you see Amorim defend Bayindir in his press conference when he was asked about playing Heaton? It was refreshing to see a manager staunchly defend his players from the media. I mean, Amorim seems to pick and choose who he's battling with, though. I've got to say, like, he's gone with Bayindir, but I feel like he's gone with Bayindir because he's maybe... I think there's a part of Amorim thinking to himself, do you know what? I might have to have this guy as my number one for the season. Because I've no faith in this guy over here. So I'm going to have to pick buying dear. So I'm not gonna tear him apart after the first game. But it wasn't that long ago, if you remember. He'd not been in the club long, had he? How long had he been at Old Trafford when he said that about Marcus Rashford? He said he'd rather play his 62-year-old goalkeeping kitman or whatever, kitman, the 62-year-old kitman or whatever. I'd rather play him. So there's some things he's been a little bit prickly with other people when he's wanted to be. Reese's Footy Feed, the sausage roll story is funny, but not funny in the sense that statistically, Everton have one of the poorest financially in the country. The club need to read the room. Modern football for you, though. That is a very, very fair point, Reese, yeah. To be honest, Liverpool as a whole generally is probably not as... I'm sure there's more poverty in Manchester, there's more poverty in places like Newcastle. Liverpool gets a lot of stick. But I agree with you. Everywhere, all the average football fans would probably... But it's as you say. It's as you say. Do you know what? They're trying to make it an event, aren't they, these days? They're trying to make it like a one-off. Everton coming forward here, really good run. Good tackle by Leeds as well. Yet they're trying to make it an event. They don't want fans going week in, week out, week in, week out. That's not the fan that does much for them. They need fans who are going to go... once a season, empty the club shop, buy the £7 sausage roll and not grumble. Like that's what Toffee TV were saying. Not to misquote them or anything, but they were saying words to the effect of, it's not too bad if you go to like a concert. If you go to like Taylor Swift, if you took your missus to Taylor Swift, or you took your kid to whatever the kids like nowadays. How old did I sound then? Like if you go to a concert, you don't mind paying it, do you? You don't mind paying like it's £12 for the pint and you'd be like, oh, it's annoying, but I'm here, I'll have to pay it. You don't want to do that at a football ground because if you're there every other week, it's just annoying. So yeah, it's frustrating. Thank you for the gift, Kieran, and I didn't see who it was. Sorry. Oh, it's Kieran. Oh, cheers, mate. Good to see you. I didn't see that. For what? It only comes up on there. It doesn't come up on here. Annoying. Thank you for that, mate. Appreciated. Kyle H. Everton playing in this stadium is the same as Queen's Park owning Hampden. Do we think we're going to get a goal before half time? We've got 13 minutes left here. A shot on target would be nice. Did they get a corner for that? Did he give it? Did they not give the corner for that? Oh, please tell me they didn't give a corner for that. Did the ref not give the corner for that then? It did go out. It was miles out. It was miles out. And do you know what? That one decision, I guarantee you Everton fans are talking about at the end of the game. At the end of this game, there'll be Everton fans all over social media, irrespective of what the score is. Even if they've won the game, they'll still be griping about that. It was about 4. That was, Christ, it was nearly in Barnsley, that ball, wasn't it? It was miles away. That's a clear corner, says Reese. Baz, think about it. 10 million people pay for a pint, then we can buy a player for 80 million. It's true enough. Kean Mooney, first impressions, do you think Leeds look like a team that could stay up? No. No. Not a chance. And if I'm honest, Everton don't look much better either. So these are two teams I think will be down there. I thought that before the game. I still think it now. Reece, United have moved some season ticket seats and replaced them with £600 per game hospitality seats. I know. I saw that. That's really, really frustrating from a United fan's point of view. They've taken season tickets off people. I saw a statement on it the other day. They was talking. I'm sure it was United Supporters Club or something like that. They were talking about. Do you know when people miss? Like if you're paying for your season ticket and you miss a payment on your cup scheme or whatever. If you miss that payment and you're obliged to pay it, you don't pay it. the end your season ticket or something like that. There's something mad that they've been doing, and people who've had season tickets for like 40, 50 years have had their season tickets handed back to the club. Theirs don't work anymore because of a really simple issue, like a really simple admin issue. There was a video of a fella who's, I think he's had a season ticket since 1966. He said, I've been here, they've changed something on my ticket, and it doesn't work. He said, I'm not renewing this next year. No chance. Reese's Footy Feed said, Leeds on top, so on top, but chaotic and blunt in attack. Rich coming from Burnley, I know. It'll be intriguing to see Burnley next week against Sunderland. I'm going to do that game. I am going to do that. I'll be live for that next week. Burnley and Sunderland, 3 o'clock kickoff, Saturday. That'll be a really good one to watch. So, after City play Spurs, we'll go straight over to Burnley. Chimey, those sausage rolls better be done by Gordon Ramsay for that price. Knick-knack, Everton are defensively sound. Only Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal conceded fewer goals last year. Ball whipped in. Header! Oh, Leeds very nearly. Nonto with a shot. It's good. It's all good. Here's Tanaka. Back out for a throw-in. I am Crute. I'm amazed Sancho doesn't want to go to Rome where he can have as much pizza and ice cream as he wants. I've said it many times on this channel, but I wasn't a fan of Rome. Rome was not a nice place. Knick-knack, Everton are defensively... Oh, we said that one, sorry. I am Crute. If Sunderland don't beat Burnley, the whole high of this game against West Ham will collapse. Three-star Reds, 4 sausage rolls at Greg's for $4.99. Great value. Got 2 packs on Friday. Weekends games by half-time against Brentford. I'd ate the lot. Made a change in last season's game. I was throwing them at the TV. Here's Pirro. They're trying to be too delicate around the edge of the box here, Leeds. Just need to get it in the box. Hit it! Chance! What's Pickford doing? He's going to go down here. That's going to be a foul. They can't get out, Everton. Cannot get out. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Tolga's back in Everton. You know what that means, everyone. Get your mortgage on Leeds. Get your mortgage on Leeds. Annex, who do you think will be the 3 relegated teams in the Premier League this season? I think it's going to be Burnley, Leeds and West Ham. And do you think all 3 promoted managers will last a season? Personally, don't think Parker will. No, I think it's almost certain that at least... I think Parker and Farker. Parker and Farker will both go, I think. AJ Valdez, I would murder a sausage roll right now. Can't get them here in Cali. I'd pay the £6. You're in Cali and you can't get a sausage roll. Do they not have them there? You got some nice food out that way, though. Sure. Need to get a Greg's in California. Something tells me it wouldn't do a roaring bit of trade, Greg's in California. Yum yums. Yeah, no, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. There's obviously a reason why they don't have they don't have sausage rolls in California. But yeah, they do. They need to get a Greg's pop up just off Muscle Beach, Santa Monica. Get it there. Muscle Beach would look very, very different if everyone was eating steak bakes, wouldn't it? Yeah, Shay472, yes, Key. Lost my dog yesterday. Oh, mate, I'm so sorry. Oh, what was the name? AJ Valdez to get 5 pack of sausage rolls from Tesco. It's like $150 with shipping. Yeah, no, definitely not. Steve McNair, There's a Greg's in Cali right next to the Beans on Toast shop. Greg's on Rodeo Drive, that's it. Joe, one lucky win against West Ham, and everyone thinks the Mackems are the best thing since sliced bread. FM No Casuals, it's been a bit of a nothing game. It's been a bit naff, hasn't it? I am Crute. Speaking of sausage rolls, what is everyone's go-to Greg's? I used to like a steak slice, but I feel like it just constantly repeats on you now. I don't know if that's just because I'm older. I could deck a steak slice, can't anymore. If I'm going to, do you know what? I know is it a bit Tory to say that I actually quite enjoy a pizza slice at Greg's? If I'm ever going to Greg's now, it's usually for a breakfast. Yeah, it's usually for a breakfast. I don't really have the Greg's sort of middle of the day stuff. Stephen Beverly Hills Greg's rolls right off the tongue. 3-star Reds. If you have problems sleeping, everyone, watch Everton on the telly. Shay472, Ted was his name. He was only 6. Couldn't even bring myself to watch United. Oh, bloody hell, mate. I'm really sorry about that. What sort of dog was he? I mean, again, if you don't want to talk about it, just ignore that comment. I apologise. I don't want you... I've been... Yeah. I don't know if you was here last time when my dog was very, very close to... We thought we'd have to put him down. It was a really, really sad time. So I sympathise. I really, really do, mate. It's an awful... And again, my dog's only 6. My dog's only 6, and we had to pay the best part of $8,000 to try and fix him. And he's still not really fixed. But, yeah. All of my life savings went into that dog. Little bastard. But I'd do it again. I'm a soft bugger with the dog. So I am really, really sorry to hear that. I really am, mate. Nick Nack, I'm partial to a sausage, bean and cheese melt. Yeah, again, not bad. Not bad. Steve McNair, sorry to hear, mate. It's never easy. Honestly, I'm never getting a dog again. I'm never getting a dog again. Once this one goes, that's me done, because it just wipes you out, doesn't it? Yeah. Cocker Spaniel, mate. Genuinely didn't think it would have been that heartbreaking to lose him, but so close to the whole family. They are a member of the family, aren't they? That's it. They are a member of the family, and it's... Yeah. Very sad. Oh, well, I'm really, really sorry to hear that, mate. I really am. And hopefully you find a way to take your mind off it, and you find some comfort in. Again, the thing is, I just always, you were literally his entire life. So he was just dead happy. That's the mad thing with dogs, innit? We go to work, we go to school, whatever, and we have other stuff going on. We come home and it's like they're just there again. But they are sat there just waiting for us all the time. And they were just dead happy to spend all the time with us. So I'm sure, even though it was a short life, you had a lovely life and a lovely time with him. But yeah, very, very sad. And honestly, I'm going to end up saying all that Rainbow Bridge stuff. I always end up welling up when people start talking about dogs. Arthurs, how do you think Leeds will cope with this season, and thoughts on their signings? I think Leeds are going down. I think they haven't got enough goals. They've signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They've got Joel Pirot. Neither of which I think are Premier League goal scorers en masse, let's say. I think if they can keep Dominic Calvert-Lewin fit, he's a good player to kind of have up there as a focal point, and he'll certainly knit things together. The challenge is going to be they need to get other players around him that can get goals in the wide areas. Jack Harrison and Manor Solomon were Leeds' 2 top scorers last season after Joel Pirot. And Solomon isn't there anymore. Jack Harrison, I think, got 12 in the Championship. We know at the level of at the Premier League, he just doesn't do that. I think you might be lucky to get 5 or 6 goals out of Dan James, sorry. You'd be lucky to get 5 or 6 out of Dan James this season. And probably the same out of Willie Nonto. So yeah, Leeds just don't have the goals. Some decent signings in other areas of the pitch, I will say. Longstaff's a good signing. So I'm not surprised why is Longstaff not playing tonight? Longstaff is a good signing. I think Perry is a good signing. It's half time here anyway. Half time. Well, I'll tell you something, Tolga. If you're saying that Everton definitely won't lose, then this one is 100% finishing 0-0. There's no way that this is 1-1 if Everton don't lose. Or even... I can't see him doing it. Toby Feenderson, it's all fake. What's fake? Nick A13, do you think Elche can score? I doubt it. Lou, I'm going to kit me. Oh, it's shocking. Absolutely shocking performance. I imagine we'll see Grealish second half, won't we? Grealish will come on. Who else do we think will come on, maybe? Toby Feenderson says, football is legit. It's fake. Fixed. Rigged. I hope not. I hope not, because I really enjoy the fact that we talk crap about footy and speculate on who's scoring and who's winning and whatever, and it doesn't hurt anyone, I guess. So if it is actually all scripted, if it's all theatre, I don't want to know about it. Although I do, because I can make a pretty penny off it then. Or I can just follow Lou, because Lou makes a fortune every weekend. If I just back what he does. Lou, guessing it's Moyes' game plan, because we had the chances forward and keep going back, lad. I don't get it. Had the chances to go forward. Yeah, it's not been a particularly good half, has it? Paul, thank you for the gift, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Nick Nack, what a load of poo from Everton. They need to make Elland Road into a fortress. If they can get home wins, they have a chance. Tolga says, Chimey says there'll be one full goal in the second half of the matches I give, but they will lose and Everton will win. Okay, so it's 1-0. Is that what he's saying? 1-0 to Everton, says Tolga. Our Turkish chess expert says it's going to be 1-0. Toby, people watch the WWE thing, so each to their own. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch wrestling. I haven't watched wrestling in a good 20-odd years, but again, yeah, people do, don't they? People enjoy it. Nick Nack, this game has 0-0 all over it. Steve McNurse, could you tell me who the second half is rigged for, please? I'm looking for a bet. Well, allegedly, and I will give him some props. Tolga, our Turkish chess champion, he analyses data and he puts in occasionally who's going to win and all this sort of thing. He has backed Everton not to lose this game. So Everton double chance is what he is going for. So lump on that. James Greer, did Grealish turn up? He went to Goodison instead of Leeds. Well, he's not. Yeah, he's not on. He's not in the team. He's on the bench, mate. So he probably does come on in the second half, I would imagine. Baby Saja says, up the Toffees. I am Groot. I remember when I lost my dog when I was younger, so sad, and you go home and they're not by the door. Oh, mate. Yeah. Yeah. It'd have been even worse, in fairness, if I'd have paid the £8,000 to save him and then he'd have gone anyway. I'd have hated that. That would have been even worse. But we definitely had to try. And thankfully he's still with us. FM No Casuals, it's not, it's just all pepified. Archie, one of the worst halves of football I have ever watched. Toby, I'd love to figure out, because they're fixed. I'd love to figure out the fixed matches could make some good money. Well, we have a guy on the channel here who does it quite regularly and does give us a lot of tips. He has already given us one for the Turkish League tonight. And he's right more than he's wrong. He would argue that he's right every time and that we just don't quite understand him. Admittedly, we're having to try and translate it from Turkish to English, but he gets quite a bit right. Some he doesn't, which he puts the blame on us, mainly me. But he gets quite a bit right. Toby says the Turkish is at the worst for it. Yeah, well, there's some that nobody. He does all leagues. He does all leagues. I don't think it's anything like corruption. Like, it's not that. It's data. He's He loves a spreadsheet. Let's just say that. He bloody loves a spreadsheet. Hey, there he is, M15. Good to see you, M15. How's it going, mate? Swifty, big lesson is insure your pets, people. Well, I couldn't. That was the problem. So I do agree with you. Absolutely, if you can, insure your pets. That's superlative advice. Sterling advice. The problem was that my dog is a Dachshund. He's a sausage dog. And the one thing that you can insure sausage dogs, you can't really insure sausage dogs for, is there's a thing that a lot of them get with the spine. Because they're basically just a long dog, they all end up with issues with the spine. Some of them only get it like later in their life, and depending on how bad they get it, it basically just disables them. If they get it really bad, it can literally stop them breathing. But if their back legs go and it starts and the inflammation starts to build, it starts basically hardening parts of the spine, it becomes really, really difficult. So yeah, it was a case of he's in a load of pain. You can't insure him for it before. You can't insure him for it retrospectively. He's in a load of pain right now. You can either pay a load of money to basically we'll do a scan on him. We'll knock him out. We'll do a scan on him, and then we'll cut him up and take a piece of his spine out. And the hardened bit of his spine. He said it basically like his spine's like donuts. We'll pull the hard bit out, and then we'll sew him back up, and he'll be tickety boo. And that is basically what's happened with him. He doesn't have any pain anymore, but he also can't feel bits of him, and he walks. His back legs are like he's drunk. But he's still with us. That's the main thing. And he's still good fun. He still wags his tail, and he's still excited and all that good stuff when he sees you. Jens Ritondo, is Manchester red or blue of all time? Red. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. It's still red. M15, what channel is it on? It's on Sky Sports, mate. User 928, do you do Forest t-shirt? No. Paul Hexham, I've got a Dapple Dachshund. Have you really? Yeah, we've got a silver Dapple. Silver Dapple he is, and he's I'm sure he was like a Russian. I think he was Russian. His dad was like a prize Russian breeder. Is it half time? Yeah, it is half time. Yeah, here's Jack Grealish is about to come on, by the way. Tolga says Katafe 5.21. Knick-knack time for the highlights, all 30 seconds of them. Swifty, I've got a dog, a cat, and 2 horses. The cost is ridiculous. Bloody hell. A dog, a cat, and 2 horses. Blimey. My missus has always been one of them. She's always said if we had like a win on the lottery for any reason, she'd want to get like a farm and have like a pig or a couple of pigs and a donkey and alpacas and sheep and do the full farm thing. Not to like actually make money off the farm, just to have loads of pets. I was like, that'd be a very expensive use of time, but fine. So yeah, heaven forbid if we ever do win the lottery, we'll basically just be knee deep in shite. Okay. We're about to kick off for the second half, I believe. I need a Leeds goal. Betis are winning. Mainz, Hertha are winning. That's fine. Anything else? What other games are going on right now? Udinese are winning. Oh, that's good. Torino I could do with a win. How are Torino doing? Torino. Ooh, Torino might be 1-0 up here against Modena in the Coppa Italia. How's the first half been, says M157. It's been pretty dull, in short. It has been pretty crap. Everton haven't really done an awful lot with it. Spurs. Where have I got Spurs from? Leeds. Because I'm looking at Spurs here. Man City Spurs next Saturday. Leeds have been the better of the two sides. They've had a lot of chances to kind of get in the box, but maybe not taken the chances to actually put it in the box. They've been around the area. They've boxed Everton in. They've done lots of great play around the box, but not actually done an awful lot of clear chances, let's say. There's not been any clear chances in the game for either side. Finn4447, man, that was an awful half. Beto is lazy. Do you think get Tierno Barry on then? Swifty says, highlight of the first half has been a discussion about sausage rolls. I think they have to get Tierno Barry on, yeah. Tierno Barry has to come on. I'd be amazed if they don't get him on. And Grealish as well, at some point will have to come on. What else am I missing here? Udinese, Porto. I've got Porto, that's good. Okay. Got Porto. Udinese. What else is going on here? Torino. I think it's just them two, innit? It's just Udinese, Porto and Torino. Just want to make sure they are the only ones that I have actually got. Elche, Betis. Porto, Torino. I tell you what, I am making a pretty penny tonight, I've got to say. If indeed it finishes as... I could do with a Leeds goal, but if Leeds don't score, then I'm fine. If Leeds don't, yeah, it doesn't really matter this one. I haven't really backed anything in this one because I knew it could go either way. But Udinese, fine. Torino could do with kicking on maybe. Porto are winning, Betis are winning. It's a good night. It's a positive night. Get Barry on for the second half and Grealish. It's actually amazing football, how it brings people together, quality. United, Liverpool, big rivals, but we're here having every day, having a laugh. Arsenal, City, Chelsea, it's actually top. It's good, isn't it? It's good fun. Yeah, we have good fun on this channel, if nothing else. Chimey, could it be argued that City were best in terms of consistency? This season is the first time they are not defending champions since 2020. United have won treble, yes, but City feels so much stronger in my opinion. I mean, City have won a treble. I think since 2000 and maybe since United last won the title, let's be honest, City have been the best side over the last 13 years, easily. But United have still won quite a few trophies along the way. You know, they've still won a Europa League and FA Cups here and there, League Cups. You know, they've picked up some trophies. It's not been like a barren run for United. They've still won quite a few trophies. Certainly not in the realm of City, but you've still got to look at United and say they're the bigger club. They're the bigger club. They'll never ever be overtaken by City, I don't think, in my lifetime. I would imagine if the 115 happens, it's job done, isn't it? Nick Knack says, I'd be worried if I was a West Ham fan. Yeah, I was taking a look at... I forget the channel name, so I'm not going to mention it. But I did see... Oh, I think it was... No, I'm not going to say the channel name just in case I get it wrong. There's a West Ham fan channel talking about how disappointed they were with the performance against Sunderland and how worried they were going into the game on Friday against Chelsea. They played Chelsea at the London Stadium, which we're going to be live for, of course. And yeah, a little bit of a concern about Graham Potter's selection, I think, was the issue. They're playing Guido Rodriguez in the middle of the park. He's leaving. They brought Andy Irvine on. he's leaving. Like, apparently he's playing all the players that he already knows aren't going to be at the club for very long. So why is he not focusing on the players that he knows are going to be there long term? So yeah, a little bit of a frustration from West Ham fans, and they just looked so lost in attack, I felt, yesterday. The one positive, the one bright spot for West Ham is that they've got the young lad Toffee from Sparta. I think he was absolutely terrific against Sunderland, and I think he's been really good in pre-season as well. He's one that probably ends up moving on at the end of the season. Toffee. Yeah. Who's a top team looking for the left back? City have just signed one. Liverpool have just signed one. Chelsea have got Cucurella. Arsenal are alright for the left back. Spurs? Maybe? Man United have got Dorgu. Wouldn't surprise me if Spurs took a look at him, maybe. Yeah, there'd be a couple of players, certainly a couple of teams looking at Toffee. Very, very good left back. Can get up and down the pitch. Good crosser of a ball. Had one cleared off the line against Sunderland. Probably unlucky not to score. But yeah, I agree, Joe. Yeah, Spurs would be a good shout. Swifty, I don't gamble because I care far more about losing than I do winning. That's a very, very astute statement. What's this? Ryan Gravenberch makes social media announcements. What's that? That sounds disconcertingly vague. Ryan Gravenberch makes social media announcements. Go on, what is it? What's his social media announcement? Is it about his baby? Is that actual news? Oh, that's again lovely, absolutely beautiful. Warms the cockles of my heart. Absolutely beautiful. However, that's not news. That isn't news. Swifty, not sure if the manager likes a doggy. Joe says Brighton. Yeah, Brighton could be good shout as well. Right, we are about to kick off for the second half here at Elland Road. Leeds getting us underway. We're off. "3-0 Everton incoming," says Baz. Oh. Right, Jake O'Brien about to launch this one in from the left-hand side. Nick-Nack, oh sorry, we've done that one. Nick-Nack says they've done nothing since Potter took over. No half-time changes. I don't believe so. No, there isn't. No half-time changes. I didn't see any come on, and there's nothing been reported on the app, so no, absolutely not. Everton are starting quicker though in this second half. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Gives it off. Beto gives it back all the way back to the left back. Reese's Footy Feed. In October, I have the choice of either Madrid to watch, or either going to Madrid to watch Atletico or going to Milan to watch AC. Which one would you go for? I would go to the San Siro and watch AC Milan because it might not be there anymore in a few years' time, and it'll be one of those kind of bucket list things that you've been to the San Siro and watched the game. So Yeah, you can go to the Metropolitano. Wanda Metropolitano's a very, very nice stadium. Madrid's a lovely city. But I would go to San Siro. That would be my pick anyway. 3-star Reds, when you said the only positive for West Ham, I thought you were going to say that the sausage rolls at the London Stadium are only £2.50. It's going to very quickly descend into the sausage roll channel. And I don't think I've got the figure to sustain it. Chimey, did you see Carragher and Arne Slot's interview? I did, yes, where he said to him, that worries me, Gaffer. That really worries me that you're this way. And I loved it. I loved that Arne Slot's response was, well, look, maybe you need to support someone else then that puts... Look, and I guess that was why, maybe in hindsight, maybe that interview has programmed me a little bit for the Amorim thing. Because I like that Arne Slot was like, no, we take chances in this team. We take risks. And yes, sometimes those risks mean that we are exposed on the counter. But that's what we do. We commit bodies. We want the other team to worry about us. We want the other team to know that we will... Oh my God! Aye! Very nearly that for Everton. Talking about taking risks. Everton very nearly putting themselves right in it. Jordan Pickford had to come out and a rushed clearance. Oh, that was close. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a romanticist and a football purist, thinking that United should be a bit more cavalier. But yes, I did like Arne Slot's interview. It was very good. YHGG, I didn't know you were a big Everton fan. I'm not a big Everton fan. Big fan? Maybe not an Everton fan. No, I'm not an Everton fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. I can't claim to be an Everton fan. Pickford into Irabunum here. Oh, gives the ball away. That's shocking. And Leeds have got a big chance here. Nonto, shots. Claim for... Oh, I tell you what, Tim Irabunum is absolutely shocking. He's give it away there. Jamie, your fullbacks are too attacking though. It is quite worrying. Well, do you know what? Alan Shearer was tearing shreds. Absolutely tearing shreds off Milos Kerkez, wasn't he? He said, oh yeah, that first Bournemouth goal... It's Milos Kerkez's fault. He was absolutely all over the place, totally out of position. He wasn't on the pitch, Alan. He wasn't on the pitch. He'd come off the pitch. But blamed Milos Kerkez for the first Bournemouth goal. He wasn't even playing. I do agree though. I understand where you're coming from, that we played far too attacking. Certainly for that first Bournemouth goal. We had basically 9 players in the Bournemouth box at 2-0 up, and all it took was one ball out and they countered us. They had 4 on 2 and they scored, and it was just so unnecessary. We should have been a little bit more risk averse. We should have had a little bit more of the Amorims about us. DJ Dan Mercury, Key, I'd love to take you for a pint or 10. I've never had a pint. Yeah, I've never had a pint. 35 years of age, never had a pint. Tony Soprano, Alan! Tobias Pirlo looks like a different player, actually holding the ball up and playing passes off. He needs to start scoring. M15-7, what? I haven't, honestly. No, I haven't. I've never had a pint. I'm a whiskey guy. Whiskey drinker. Bourbon. Cultured. Yeah, no, I'm not a pint drinker. But yeah, very nice of you to say. I'm not really a drinker. Full stop. Like Prince. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Never had a pint. Yeah, never had a pint. 35. Do you know why it is? It's because, mate. It's because I was epileptic from 15. So when you're on the epilepsy tabs, you get told, listen, you drink on these, it basically nullifies the tablets. So You'll have a seizure. You might die. You might end up with brain damage. Best case, it'll cost you your driving licence. So it's just not smart. So as a general rule, I just didn't really drink. I still did, but it was like, it wasn't like binge drinking. I did a couple of binge drinking sessions. It didn't really end very well. I had red wine and Jaeger. I can't drink red wine and Jaegers at all. But yeah, if I do have a drink, it's usually like, I'll have 2 or 3 Jack Daniels or 2 or 3 Maker's Mark or something like that. I like them. 3-star Reds, I agree with the San Siro for Reece. Last time I watched Forest in Europe, I went to the Olympic Stadium in Munich when we played Bayern. I was a young lad when we won our first European Cup there. That's a flex, innit? Won our first European Cup there. Very nice, you dropped that one in. Nick Nack, well, at least your liver and kidneys must be in good nick. Well, no. I don't know which it is. I don't know if it's my liver or my kidneys, but the epilepsy tabs they goose your kidney. I think is it your liver or your kidneys? I think it's your kidneys. Basically, if I'm on these for another 20 years, I'm probably going to have to be on dialysis, something like that in my 50s or my 60s. But that's a problem for future Key to deal with. That's not my issue. DJ Dan Mercury, well, Key, I suggest a pub crawl in Southport. Lovely Southport, Scotch all round. I'll be in Southport in a couple of weeks, actually. I'm taking my little girl and the wife. We're going to be going probably on the pier and doing all that stuff on a nice day. We've said we're going to go Southport way. Tobias, Leeds have merged into this game really well, in my opinion. We looked quite shaky until the 15th minute. Paul Hexham, I had my first pint aged 14 at Windsor Safari Park. Downed it in one. Leeds bursting forward down the right-hand side. Dan James, ball in, chance, Nonto. Good shot, side netting. It's going to be a corner, is it? No. Chimey, I don't drink anymore, just water and juice. No sodas or alcohol. Nothing wrong with that. Again, people look at you like you got 5 heads when you go in the pub and you order like a cordial or an apple juice or whatever. You do look, bit of a square. You do stand out like a sore thumb if all your mates are drinking and you're not. But what can you do? Nick Nat game feels a little bit more open this half. Yeah, definitely more chances for Leeds. Everton do feel like they're playing a bit more on the counter as well. I imagine we'll see Grealish and Barry at some point, and that will just stretch Leeds. It'll give them something different to think about, because Beto at the moment ain't really doing it, and I've not been particularly impressed with either Alcaraz or Dewsbury Hall. Ndai's not really got on the ball, has he? None of those players in that Everton attack can, in my opinion, hold their head up. Lol, Joey, problem for future me is unfortunately my mindset for most financial decisions. Yeah, listen, I've been there on that front as well, but future you will definitely thank you if you start making some smart decisions. I used to be that way in terms of health-wise as well, because again, these meds aren't particularly good for you in terms of weight. They absolutely blew. Basically, there's no one who's on these tablets, and I mean nobody who's on these tablets in the whole world who isn't like a walrus. So the fact that I've shifted 6 stone is like I am borderline a medical marvel on these tablets. Not to like blow my own trumpet or anything. So yeah, future you will definitely thank you for making some smarter decisions today. Right, it's going to be a corner to Leeds, this, isn't it? Reese says, I love the apple-flavoured Jack Daniels. Oh, I don't. The flavoured ones are always a bit naff. The cinnamon ones minging as well. Not a lover of that. On the Road FC says, Everton need to bring Grealish on, calling it like the Harrod shout in the National League playoffs. Oh, God, don't say that. We want Leeds win here. Liam, good to see you. How's it going, mate? Birmingham are in the process of agreeing a deal for Oxlade-Chamberlain, says D28. I like that. Ox. Get the Ox at Birmingham. On the Road FC, just like Grealish. Knick-knack, this was probably Moyes' plan all along. Yep, stifle, minimal chances. And then hit him on the counter. Twister says, draw all day, mate. Great bet. Sadly, is this Ampadu's down? The captain? Yeah, Skipper. Skipper's going off here for Leeds. On the road FC, can't stand Everton. Hey, I'm trying to build the reputation of this channel as an Everton-friendly channel. Because there's a few Blues who've come on and accused me of being far too much of a cop-height. And I'm really pushing the neutral angle on this channel. So, let's keep the hate to a minimum. Knick-knack doesn't look good for Ampadu. Nice. You can see he's limping. He's definitely going to have to go off, I think. Chimey, what do you prefer, tap or bottled water, Key? I probably don't drink enough water. Yeah, I mean, if I do, it's like I'll get this and I'll be like, right, I've got to work my way through this sort of thing. But yeah, I prefer definitely bottled. I mean, I'm not a tap water snob or anything like that. If there's only tap water available, I'll drink tap water. I'm fine with tap water, but I'd prefer bottled. Bottled water over tap water any day of the week. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, but that's standard, surely. No one prefers tap water over bottled, do they? The real question is, would you drink tap water? Or are you insistent on bottled? 3-star Red says, nought wrong with the old council wine, Chimey. Yeah, Corporation Pop, as my uncle called it. Reese, you'd be surprised, Key. Really? I've never known anyone to be that, like, rigid, I guess. I prefer tap water and I would never ever have bottled water. Knick-knack tap water's different depending on where you live. That's true, yeah. And to be fair, there's some councils that are a little bit more liberal with the pouring of sewage into their local waters, aren't they? So therefore, the treatments are a little bit more harsher. So, yeah, some councils you don't have tap water. It's not too bad in the north and in Scotland. It is more down south, funnily enough, where the sewage is just poured into the lakes and rivers and back into our reservoirs and all sorts. Knick-knack, it's chalky round here, so the tap water isn't great. It's not too bad, yeah, it's not too bad where I am. Reese, some people obviously like the taste of limescale, obviously. Henry 42, Everton is like smegma. Jesus Christ, Henry. Sweet Lord. Let's keep it respectable. Everton pushing forward here. Don't be horrid, Henry. Don't be blue, Peter. 60 minutes gone. It's still 0-0 list. This has been a torturous game to watch. 3-star Reds, put tap water into the freezer. Water dispenser, just tastes like bottled water. Yeah, so we've got, what's it called? Yeah, we've got one of them, whatever it's called. I say we. It's my father-in-law's got like a big American freezer. And it's one of them where you just fill the water thing up and you get like ice and everything from it. That's probably the most of the water I drink is ice chips. Ice chips, that's what I have pretty much every day and everything. DJ Dan Mercury, ban the haters. Yeah, up the toffees. Honestly, Leeds. The pair of these, I can't even say Leeds. The pair of these are absolutely dreadful. That's going to be a foul. And a free kick to Everton. And it is a yellow card. Oh, yellow card for Alcaraz for asking for a card. Yes! I'm a Liverpool fan. I couldn't help it anyway. Hope Leeds win. I'm a Liverpool fan too, mate. Yeah, so I'm with you. I'll be honest. I'm with you. I'm rooting for Leeds as well, but I'm expecting an Everton win. Lol, Joey, how's it going? This game genuinely feels like watching two teams with nothing to play for already. Charmy, I'm buying a filtered filter. Tired of buying water. Fair enough. Nick Nack Moyes doesn't give two shits about being entertaining. He'll happily take a scrappy 1-0 all day long. That's true. He's the ultimate Pulis. By the way, if you're new around here and you haven't yet, listen, we're in the 62nd minutes, the first time I've done any sort of shameless self-promotion. If you're new around here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. It takes 2 minutes of your time. If you're watching on TikTok, please do head over to YouTube, Premier League Dad, give us a like and a subscribe, and also give us a cheeky follow up here on TikTok as well. DJ Dan Mercury, we'll make a toffee out of you yet, lad. I've started practicing, shouting at corner flags. Get me Premier League corrupt. Start liking Everton mints. Henry, cheers for the follow, mate. Thank you. Is this an end of season dead rubber on the opening weekend? It could well be. We've had a couple like that. Although I think would this be the first 0-0? No, Chelsea and Palace. At least we had a goal in that one, albeit it was chalked off for no reason. But there's only really been the 1-0, hasn't there? So yeah, this would be the dead rubber in the opening weekend. Thank you for the follow as well, Gabriel Butler. Thank you for that, mate. Appreciate it. Three-star Reds, two championship teams slugging out this one in the Premier League. Yeah. Nick Nack, it's taken Everton an hour to start imposing themselves on the opposition. Would we call this imposing themselves? I feel like this is the first spell Everton have had, but Leeds have had a spell as well. I'm not sure it's been quite imposing themselves. That, they're just not really doing an awful lot. O'Brien hangs it up to the far post. Easy claim for Perry, that. Good goalkeeping. Nick Nack. Oh, yeah, Villa v Newcastle, of course, yeah. Yeah, forgot about Villa Newcastle. Again, though, even that one had a sending off. There was a kind of something to actually watch, but this one's been bad. Tobias, this game is either going to finish 0-0 or 1-0 to either side. That's a fairly astute observation, Tobias. I think I'm with you on that one. Paul Hexham, Eric Cantona or Yakubu? Cantona. Yakubu. DJ Dan Mercury, Everton are too good for the Championship. Yeah, you can't have Bramley Moore in the Championship. Nick Nack, first time they've been in control of the ball. Reese's footy feed. This will be the third 0-0. Villa v Newcastle was too, yeah. It's not quite been... Maybe the Liverpool-Bournemouth game has just lulled us into a false sense of security with this opening Premier League weekend. Everyone thought it'd be a goal fest. We've had 3 0-0s. Oh, it's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful from both of these. Porto, 2-0 up against Gil Vicente. Right, who's coming on here for Leeds? First change for Leeds. 66 minutes gone. Nonto's going off. This is an odd change. Who's coming on for Nonto? That is an odd change. Brendan Aronson. That's a ridiculous... I'm not sure I like that one. They've just took an attacker off for a midfielder. And here's Jack Grealish. Surprised Grealish wasn't starting for Everton. His career has nosedived. Yes, 100 million. That's what 100 million gets you these days. Three-star Reds, one thing's for certain, Moyes needs to improve his team vastly in just over 14 days. He's adamant that he needs another 5 or 6 players, Moyes. And there might be some more to go out, by the way. So, like I said, they're very, very thin on numbers, Everton. I think they need another defender, maybe 1 or 2 defenders. Excuse me. Knick-knack, they wanted Dibbling, didn't they? Yeah, they wanted Dibbling, but Southampton have been very, very difficult to deal with. Not just for Everton either, by the way. Everton bid... I think Southampton said they wanted 50 million quid for Dibbling, and Everton offered 40 plus 5 in potential add-ons. Southampton said, no, absolutely not, 50 or nothing. So... Southampton have been very, very firm that he's not going anywhere for less than 50 million. Plus, they wanted 25% or thereabouts of any potential future sale. So it kind of massively weighted the risk in Everton's favour. I can understand them backing out of that one, but it would have been a very good signing for sure. And then West Ham have obviously gone in and spoke to Southampton as well, haven't they? They've gone in to try and get Mateus Fernandes. And again, Southampton's asking price starting is 50 million quid, which feels a little bit excessive for a very good player in Fernandes, don't get me wrong, but... Oh, that's poor from Jake O'Brien. Very poor. Get in there, Torino 1-0 up against Modena in the Coppa Italia. Kee's making some pennies. FM No Casuals, I actually really like Grealish. He was coached out of being a fair player in the centre. Yeah, the Villa Grealish was better than the City Grealish. Would we say that's maybe the worst... Well, it's definitely not the worst Premier League signing of all time, but it's... I feel like value for money, it's definitely up there, isn't it? Knick-knack, Somerville went to West Ham. Premier League teams are more desperate to buy than Saints are to sell. That's true, so you might as well rinse them. Yeah. And I think Saints are looking at it as, if we keep hold of these two, even though they're saying right now that they definitely want to leave... If we keep him, we'll probably be almost certain to come back up to the Prem, and that's worth like another 20, 30 million quid to us. We might as well keep him. So again, I can understand it. Sorry, I'm not missing the comments. Joseph Middleton, 84 points. Come on, Pickford, clean sheet, please. Henry 42. That's what Grealish got for switching from green to white. Yeah, he's another one like Declan Rice who was Irish and suddenly decided that he was going to be English. Same as Scott McTominay, I guess. Did Che Adams score? I don't know. I'll tell you now. I don't know who actually scored for him. Vlasic it is. Ex-Everton and West Ham, of course. Right, so it's Tim and Burnham who's come off. Jack Grealish comes on for Everton. 20 minutes to go. Are we going to get a winner? Che Adams is playing, though. Yeah. Che Adams starts up front, and Vlasic just scored for Torino. Three-star Reds, for what Southampton wanted for Dibbling, we got 2 quality players. Knick-knack says Dibbling only got like 1 goal and 2 assists last season anyway. I think you can see the really raw potential with Dibbling. Do you know what the red flag is with him, though? I did say this to a couple of Evertonians. He got called up. He was doing really, really well for Southampton, if you remember. And he got called up to the England... He was with the under-19s... And he got called up to the England under-21 squad to kind of show... And he was that... For whatever reason, he didn't perform in training. And they demoted him back down from the under-21s... The England under-21s back down to the under-19s. And then the England under-19s, as we all know, had the under-19s, UEFA under-19s European Championships this summer. And the UEFA Under-21s European Championships this summer. Dibbling was fit, and he never went with either. Never went with the Under-19s, never went with the Under-21s. So, again, red flag. Not sure about that. Knick-knack, a lot of money for what could potentially be a Cadamartery. There's a name from the past. Sam, I've just made my schedule on what matches to watch. Very nice. Last 20. We've got to get at least... give us like a shot on target. Give us something in this game. Knick-knack, obviously we'd happily keep him. That's true. Yeah. Lol, Joey, even a pitch invader at this point. Just something to make it worthwhile. Yeah, anything. Absolutely anything. Whatever happened to streakers? Will Ferrell streaking onto the pitch like in old school. Right, we've got a couple of changes here for Leeds. Nemesha is coming on. He might well change things up. Nemesha did all right at Wolfsburg last year in the Bundesliga. He's a player who has got a bit of energy about him, but maybe isn't a goal scorer per se. He is an attacker. He's a forward player. He can play out wide. He can play through the middle. Whether or not I don't think he's a game changer for Leeds. I think they are going to need more up front if they are to stay in the Premier League. That's a wonderful bit of play. Tanaka, what are you doing? Why did he play that first time? Sloppy. Reese's footy feed. Jay Robinson at Southampton looks very similar to Diblin. I haven't seen Jay Robinson. I'll have to keep my eye on him. Here's Jack Harrison coming on for Leeds. Not all. What did I say before at the start of this one? Jack Harrison to score the winner against Everton. Oh, can you imagine? How sweet. How sweet it would be. 3-star Reds, will you be sticking or twisting, Key, after game week 1 in FPL to shape things up in your team? No, not just yet. I think you've got to show patience with your picks. Got to give it time. I think I would probably wait it out for another. I'd probably give it to the end of September, maybe towards the end of September, a push. Definitely, you're looking at the first 4 or 5 games. Get the first 4 or 5 out of the way. See how it's sitting. See how your picks are fared, and then maybe have a look to move some on. FM No Casuals, not frightened by this Leeds team. Or this Everton team, I imagine. None of them would have filled me with a lot of confidence. Chimey, if you had a chance to relive any era in football, which era do you choose? I get the feeling this could be... Oh, sorry. Nick Knack says for me, the mid-90s. But everything rocked in the mid-90s. I agree. Listen, I don't know if that's just nostalgia. But I am of that certain age that, yeah, the mid-90s was just unbelievable football-wise. I think back to how many really, really top strikers there were. Like, do you know when you think about... If I ask you now, if I say, let's do, top centre-forwards in world football, right? And you're looking at it and you go, right, well, we've got Mbappe, we've got Haaland, we've got Kane, we've got Lewandowski... Isaac, and then you're kind of like scratching around a little bit, aren't you? You're then looking at wide players who maybe could play centre forward, and then it's all a little bit. But then you go back to the 90s, and I'm not even like slightly scratching up. I can name 20 without even like flinching. You got Ronaldo, Romario, Bebeto, Vieri, Inzaghi, Trezeguet, Henry. You just, there's so many, and you can go with that. Like, that's even just looking at the Italian league. Your Batistutas, your Vieris. You looked at Spain, and you had Stoichkov, and you had all these others, 06 to 2014. Klinsmann, Bergkamp. In the Premier League, you had Les Ferdinand, Ian Wright, Robbie Fowler, Alan Shearer, Stan Collymore. Chris Sutton was a good centre-forward. Andy Cole was sensational. Dwight York. Oh, so many great centre-forward. Duncan Ferguson wasn't a bad centre. Duncan Ferguson's maybe Everton's best centre-forward of the last however many years. I mean, he was brilliant. Baggio, yeah. Hadji. Just unbelievable. Do you know who else was really, really good? Underrated? Mijatovic. Pre-drag me, and Davor Suker as well. Davor Suker and pre-drag Mijatovic. Love it. Be yourself, Dylan. Thank you very much, mate. I didn't see that. Thank you very much, sir. Jack Grealish winner, says Dylan. I don't know. I think we're more likely to see a Jack Harrison winner. 3-star Reds for me, it will always be late 70s, early 80s. In the 21st century, it's got to be the last 3 seasons. Well, the last 3 seasons for sure have been great for Forest, haven't they? But yeah, I do. I think the mid-90s, because everything was brilliant. Euro 96 was on. France 98 was brilliant. 2002 World Cup was sensational as well. Everything was cool as well. It was still... Oh, I just loved it. I loved it. There wasn't a bad thing about the 90s, really. Apart from maybe Tony Blair. But yeah, life was pretty good in the 90s and the early noughties. Finishing school and then just go home. Not even have tea. Just drop your bag off. Get changed. Grab your football. Head down to the park with your mates. Out all day. Wicked. Same on a weekend. Up at 10 o'clock. Get a bottle like this. Fill it with orange squash. Right, Mum, I'm going out. I'll be back at about 10:30 tonight. Play football all day. No breaks. No stretching. No warming up. None of that. Leeds with a chance. Over the bar from Tanaka. Knick-knack, in fact, that was the period that made me grow to love the game. Knick-knack, it was when the Premier League broke out and the foreign stars started joining the league. This is it. I feel like that's the other thing maybe about it, is that it felt like maybe back then the teams were mostly... There was a lot of academy products, wasn't there? It still felt a little bit like our best against your best. Do you know what I mean? Like Liverpool, again, I can't speak from a Liverpool perspective. We had Steve McManaman, we had Michael Owen coming through, we had Robbie Fowler, we had Danny Murphy, we had David Thompson, we had Jason McAteer, who wasn't necessarily a Liverpool graduate, but he was a Scouser. It felt like that sort of a us against yours, and then we've got a few like sprinkling of like wonderful foreign flair players, whereas now, let's be honest, if a team names an entirely foreign 11, it's not really a story anymore, is it? It used to be. I remember Arsenal naming the first full... Do you remember the first Premier League squad without an Englishman? I think it was Arsenal, and it was like this big furore that Arsene Wenger had named a Premier League squad without an Englishman in it. Oh, that's wonderful play. It's not a foul, though. Very, very good play by Everton down that right-hand side. Knick-knack for all Leeds chances. Nothing has been clear-cut, has it? Nothing for Leeds, nothing for Everton. It's been dreadful. CFC, McManaman or Gerrard? Gerrard for sure. Yeah, Stevie. Definitely Stevie. CFC, Liverpool don't have this league, mate. City are too strong. I don't know, you know. Paul Hexham, hope you see a goal. I've got to go and walk the dogs, pal. Good night. Take it easy, mate. Have a good one. Leeds with a shot from distance. Big strike. Claim for the handball, that. There's a claim for a handball. Tarkovsky's looking at it. That must be a pen. He's give it. He's give a pen. It's a pen to Leeds. Yes. Penalty for Leeds. Penalty for Leeds. What we saying, Tolga? This one's a certainty. Everton won't lose. Watch this. Oh, you can't not give that. You can't not give that. That is a nailed-on penalty. Tarkov, he's like that. You got to give that. It's a penalty all day. Yeah, it's a penalty that. He leans into it and everything. Nailed-on pen. Nailed-on penalty. Chimey, it was just a different time. I'm so disappointed to hear stupid things like gaming affecting player fatigue these days. We're spoilt now. Knick-knack says, come on, VAR, do your job. It's done. It's done. It's given. It's given. United forever, says Pickford will save. William, who takes it for Leeds. I think it'll probably be Joel Pirro, won't it? He's not changing his mind on that. That's a penalty. The VAR's not going to get him to have a look at that. leans into it. It's not a red card. No, it ain't a red card, but it's definitely a pen. It's definitely a pen. The only thing, see, now they're checking whether he's offside, so it has to be a pen. Yeah, no, that has to be a pen. He's not gonna change his mind. If he changes his mind here, then this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Give the pen. Give the pen. It is a pen. Of course it's a pen. Yeah, there you go. James Tarkovsky said he's give it. He's give it. There you go. Penalty. Definite penalty. Blatant penalty. Can't believe it wasn't, to be honest. And who's going to take it now? That is the question. Red card as well, in my opinion, says Nick Knack. I don't think so. Tolga's sticking with his... Hey, Tolga's coming out swinging here. Tolga's coming out swinging. He's saying Everton are still going to win it. Everton are still going to win it, Tolga. That's a bold move with Leeds getting a penalty in the 84th minute still to be taken. Ben says two very poor sides. It is two very poor sides, but here's Nemecha. Nemecha on his debut. Nemecha on his debut for Leeds to stick it away. Is he going to be able to stick it away for Leeds and win it? Maybe. Possibly. Nemecha, get in there. Leeds 1-0. Pickford guessed right, but he couldn't get to it. He couldn't reach it. It's 1-0 to Leeds. DJ Dan Mercury, blatant cheating by Leeds. Mate, he saved that. He thought he was wearing Pickford's goalie gloves there. That was a nailed-on penalty. You can't be having that. You can't be having that. Everton aren't winning this, says Reece. Swifty says never a pen. How's that not a pen? How are we not having that as a pen? That's a... Come on, lads. Come on. I'm not accepting this. Surely every reasonable person thinks that's a pen. In your face, Everton, says Nick Knack. Chimey, Tolga says Everton will not lose. Oh, he's disappeared. He's disappeared. It's all theatre. It's all theatre, lads. It's theatre. Oh, I'm not convinced it even hits his arm, says Swifty. It does. It does hit his arm. Of course it hits his arm. Be yourself, Dylan says definite pen. It was, wasn't it? Reece Crownshaw, that was Kieran Gibbs against Chelsea. He launches himself at it. Clear a pen as you'll ever see, says Nick Knack. Now then. What can Everton do to turn this round in the last 5-6 minutes of normal time? That's a foul, referee. It is a foul. Tanaka goes down. Leeds goal, says Harvey. Baz, mate, what on earth is that decision? Baz, come on. Come on, mate. There's nobody in this chat who thinks that that is not a penalty. I tell a lie. Swifty is on your side. There's one. But everyone else of neutral, of neutral following does not think that that is anything other than a penalty. What do you want him to do? Chop his arm off? Never that. He leans into it. He leans it. You can't do that. You can't do that. His arm's out and he leans into it. I think you've got to. I think you've got to be given a pen for that. I'm sorry. It hits his arm. He's diving into it. That. It's not like his arms were behind his back. The leaning doesn't help the case. It doesn't. That's what I mean. It's the leaning. It is the leaning. If he's like this and it hits his arm there, I'd probably be on your side. But it's more that he's like throwing himself at it. It's a save. It's a bloody good save with his forearm. So for me, hey, there was someone in the chat claiming for a red card, Baz. Someone else claiming for a red, believe it or not. I fought your corner. I said it's definitely not a red. Definitely not a red. But it's definitely a pen. Tobias, always a pen. Baz says get lost, never a red. Yeah, no, I didn't think it was a red. And I'm a cop-ite gobshite. DJ Dan Mercury, it wasn't a penalty. Reese's footy feed might be overturned. Arm by his side in a natural position. Still felt like a pen though. Everton deserve this for being so negative. Blimey, there you go. Shots fired from the Burnley fan, Reese. Nick Knack, in what world is that not a penalty? Lucky to still be on the pitch. Callum, imagine if it was Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Oh, could you imagine if Dominic Calvert-Lewin was taking that penalty? Oh, that would have been immense. Oh, our number 9 wears knickers and bras. Oh no, Everton! Get it away! Get it out! What are you doing? Oh, nearly 1-1. It's hung up to the far post. Barry, flick on. Oh, roof over the bar from Tarkovsky. DJ Dan Mercury says, send all the Leeds players off. Dirty, dirty Leeds. Lucas Nemecha says Tobias. Baz, imagine Harrison. I know Jack Harrison would have been the one, wouldn't he? If DCL took it, he'd miss him first. Be yourself, Dylan. Leeds and Sunderland staying up. Burnley going down. But it's who's going down with them. 3 teams are going down. But who is it, Chris Kamara? Tobias, our number 14, scores goals against Everton. Moyes is not happy. And there you go. The Elland Road faithful singing, marching on together. Knick-knack, Everton have suddenly started playing. It's a bit late now, Moisey. Oh, Be Yourself Dylan says Wolves, West Ham. I definitely think West Ham's a good shout. What about these lads? What about these, Dylan? Any chance Everton might be dragged into it? I'll tell you what, if you're a prospective Everton signing as well, if you're an Everton, you know, if you're Tyler Diblin or, you know, one of these top players who Everton are targeting in this transfer window, and you're watching this, is this a club that you're looking at and thinking, well, let's you know, I think I can help this team win things, or I think I can help this team get up the table. It looks like a team bereft of inspiration at this moment. Jack Grealish carrying it forward into Barry, gives it away again. That's going to be something that Everton fans will be looking at. Barry losing possession now. Leeds on the counter up the other end. Got to take it in the corner. Don't put that ball in. You absolute divvy. What are you doing? Don't put the ball in. Why did he insist on doing that? Is that Jack Harrison? No wonder Everton sold you. Moron. If you've got the ball, it's the 90th minute, you Fruit Loop. What are you trying to put a cross in for? 7 minutes left. Here's Leeds into the box. Keep hold of it. Shot. Good save from Pickford. Shot again. Out for a throw-in. Stack with the shot. Baz says, aye, keep us out of it. We're just giving these lads a chance for a laugh. Joe, did you think it was a pen? I absolutely think it was a pen. Yeah, it was a nailed-on pen. I'm incredibly surprised that many people thought it wasn't a pen. Chimey, Tolga deleted his prediction from the channel. Has he really? Has he actually? He thinks we're forgetting, Chimey. He thinks we're forgetting about all these. Birmingham and Ipswich. Birmingham are definitely winning. Get your money on it. Birmingham nailed on. Yeah, we've had that one before. Everton are winning 1-0. Well, we had it all. I tell you, it's all theatre. I'm so glad though. I'm not digging the guy out. He seems a lovely fella, but I mean, he's definitely over-egged the pudding a little bit, hasn't he? I'd be on. Oh, Leeds, big chance. No, don't cross it. Don't cross it. Hang on to it. This. Do you know what? This is the stuff that Danny Farker's going to get sacked for. It's this right here and now. Because if Leeds end up conceding a late goal to Everton and they drop 2 points here, oh, you'd be raging if you're a Leeds fan. Absolutely raging. Baz, he was on loan with us, thankfully. There's another couple of changes coming on for Leeds, I think mainly to waste time. Ben, Leeds going down for me, along with Burnley and either Wolves or Everton. Not West Ham. You think West Ham are going to be alright? Nick Knack, I'm looking forward to the talk shite phone in. I am trying to get a phone in. As in, like, I reckon it'd be a good laugh. Would people be up for that if I started doing it? Sam, are you live tomorrow? I'm live every day, mate. Yes, I'm live tomorrow. I'm live tomorrow for Rangers against Club Bruges. And then I'm live on Wednesday for Celtic against Kairat Almaty. Ben, on a brighter note for Everton, at least you'll win the Championship in the Hill Dicko next season. No, I don't think he'll get that bad. I still think Everton will stay up, but it's going to be another season down the bottom end. 3-star Reds, in the words of Jack and Victor, total pish. Knick-knack, good to see 2 promoted teams winning on the opening weekend. Knick-knack, they should finish them off while the iron's hot. Chimey, do it, Key. Yeah, I'm thinking that'll be a good laugh, if nothing else. We can get maybe... It might have to be one of those that like only members can phone in, though, do you know what I mean? Otherwise, because if I just put like an actual number on the screen... it's just going to be chaos. I'm going to get people phoning in and calling me all sorts. Sean Longstaff on for Tanaka. I think Tanaka's been absolutely dreadful today, by the way. So, Sean Longstaff coming on. That's exactly the sort of signing that Leeds have needed. And I think he's going to be a really, really astute one for him. Tobias says, is Jack Grealish even on the pitch? Ben says, I forgot about West Ham. West Ham will be very close if they don't go down. Agreed, yep. Agreed. Last few minutes here at Elland Road. Joey, Elche have equalised against Betis. Oh, have they? Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, late equaliser. Ah, well, as long as they don't get any more. Zach, what do you think of that handball? Of course it was a handball. Definitely a handball. He leans into it, mate. He leans into it. It has to be a handball. Nailed on. Closest thing you're going to get to a handball, that. Ball in from Everton. Chance. Comes out. Idrissa Gana Gueye can't get to it. Leeds now on the counter. Everton win it back. That's going to be a throw into Leeds, surely. No! Tobias, always a pen, but never a red. Yeah, I didn't think it was a red either, but there was certainly a few claiming that it was a red. William, thoughts on Sunderland signing Mukiele? Another great defensive signing. Yeah, a couple of good defensive signings Sunderland have made. Alderete looks quite good. Beto with a foul. Do you know what? I know for a fact, I'm telling you, I absolutely guarantee you tonight, the issue with this game, they're going to be talking about the ref, these Evertonians. They're going to be talking about the ref. They're not going to mention the performance, and they're going to point at the ref. That referee was absolutely shocking. He was shocking. It was never a penalty. It was. We should have had a corner in the first half. Yeah, you should have, but that's not the reason you've lost. And then little fouls against Everton, you know, because he's not giving them everything. So they're going to be blaming the referee tonight. Lol, Joey, is that the one who was at Leipzig and PSG? Yes, it is. Yeah, Nordi Mukiele. Knick-knack, Everton still seem a bit unsure what direction they need to be kicking the ball. They're just lumping it. They're very, very direct. Knick-knack, ref's done nothing wrong. I agree. I think the ref's got everything, pretty much everything, bob on. He did definitely get that corner wrong in the first half, didn't he? But he has, yeah, I think he's had a decent game, the referee. It's not been terrible. Certainly not like any majorly bad decisions. Oh, that's a foul. That's going to be a foul and a yellow card, surely. Michael Keane chopping him down. It is a yellow card and a free kick to Leeds with 30 seconds left. And I think that should be the end of this game. Yeah, it was a foul. 3-star Reds, if you gave them a map and a compass, Knick-knack, they still wouldn't find their way to the goal. Knick-knack, they'll be blaming Moyes' negative tactics, I think. Well, hey, listen, not that I'm sending people to the channel, but I'm going to be keeping an eye out on a couple of those Everton fan channels. I do keep an eye on them after games like this. And to be honest, I keep an eye on the Leeds fan channels and stuff like that after these games have happened, just so I get a feel of what they're thinking. You know, what are the Leeds fans saying after this? How do they feel about it? Everton fans, how do they feel about it? I want to try and get some Everton fans and Leeds fans on, who are willing to actually come on, whether that's on camera or even if it's just like over the phone or something. But it'd be good to get a view of some Leeds and Everton fans. All clubs in the Premier League and the Championship, to be honest. I don't know, everyone. Doesn't matter really. whatever games we're covering. But I think we're very, very close to the end here. Pickford's about to launch it up the pitch. Paul Campbell, West Ham United will not go down. Far too strange. Right, there you go. That's it. We've done it. I say we've done it. Leeds have done it. Let the mask slip there for a moment, didn't I? It's finished. Leeds 1. Dirty Leeds 1. Everton 0. Disappointment for Everton, and a big penalty decision basically going to be the talking point tonight. Tarkowski has immediately gone over to the referee. He's not happy with that handball decision. DJ Dan Mercury, you mean the ref didn't award a penalty to Leeds that should not have been a penalty? Dan. Come on, Dan. Moyes has gone over to the ref as well. Moyes is not happy with him. Hey, and you don't get too many of them. Moyes going over and screaming at the referee. I tell you what, like, listen, but then that sets the tone, doesn't it? Now, those Evertonians have seen the manager go over and scream at the ref. We know that's going to be the response, isn't it? The Blues are going to be saying on socials now, they're all going to be saying, what an absolutely appalling, appalling decision from the referee to give the penalty, but also just a generally poor performance, and that is why we've lost. Although I guess that's what managers have to do, isn't it? Maybe it's Moyes deflecting. He's trying to deflect and cover for his team, by going to the ref and causing a bit of a scene. He's just trying to deflect. FM No Casual says, awful penalty decision, man. Really? Really? You don't think that was a pen? Why wasn't that a pen? Why wasn't that a pen? Tobias, I love Nemesha. 3-star red, see you later, Tolga. James Greer, who was the Liverpool player that ran through Celtic's defence to score? McManaman, are we on about? Back in the day? Steve McManaman? Callum the Red, and people are saying Everton will finish higher, like Everton have got a worse squad. They'll be 14th, 15th again. I saw a prediction. I think it was from Rob Green. Do you remember Rob Green, ex-England goalkeeper? Rob Green did a prediction, and I'm sure he had Everton like 8th, 7th or 8th. It's like, Jesus Christ. Reese's Footy Feed. The channel's brilliant, mate. I'll be back here regularly. Not tomorrow, though. Going to Harrogate v Barrow. Ticking off ground 71 of the 92. Oh, my goodness me. You're the man after my own heart, Reese. I love that. Harrogate. I'll enjoy it. Enjoy your day at Harrogate, and I'll maybe see you back here next time. But yeah, lovely to have you on the channel, mate. Really good to have you on, and yeah, thank you, and best of luck at Harrogate and Barrow tomorrow. Have a nice day. 3-star red, see you later, Key. Thanks, mate. No worries, take it easy, everyone. I'm shooting off in a couple of minutes. Farkball, Harvey, I don't know about the penalty, to be fair. Tobias says, this game has got me way more confident for the Premier League campaign. I don't know why. Well, it's positive, isn't it? It is really, really positive. Everton can defend, but they can't attack for Toffee, says Nick Knack. Nick Knack. Danny Farker giving it the old big one to the Elland Road faithful. Right. Ben Lewis, Everton are losing. Everton have lost, mate. It's 1-0. That's finished. Key says it was a poor match. Certainly was. Yeah. Difficult one to watch. But hey, listen. That's me done for tonight. I am going to be back tomorrow at... what time's kickoff for Rangers? 8 o'clock. So I'll be back at about 7. I'll be back at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Might maybe 6:30. I might do an early one tomorrow. But I'll be back tomorrow just after tea time for Rangers against Club Bruges in the Champions League. If you're watching, come and give us a like, give us a follow. Make sure you've already liked and subscribed and all that good stuff over on YouTube. I will see you all tomorrow if you're coming back. Take it easy. Have a nice night.